You're muted. You're muted, buddy. Hey, buddy, you're muted.
I did it again. I'm muted. When will I learn? I said all this cool stuff and keywords and jazz, and nobody heard anything I just had to say.
It's all good, man. It happens to the best of us.
And I'm one of the worst, so it happens to be often.
Let's not do the self-deprecating.
Sure. Welcome to K&Z Movies, where technical issues happen galore, but we're doing our best. Two-man group. I am Zach Attack Reviews. That is Kenny of Kenny Sparks, who looks surprised because sound effects just went off. And we like to... Oh, okay. Nice. Got a little balloons going off.
Got a lot of effects going off, apparently.
And we like to talk and rank each month the movies we see, because we see a lot of movies. Now we're going to be doing the movies that we saw came out in theaters that are brand new, films that we caught up on that may have come out early in the year, but we were able to check it in theaters but came on streaming, and then old movies that we may have watched because whether like a new sequel was coming out or we just wanted to watch it just to watch it.
Right.
Because we like to watch movies just to watch movies. We don't review everything.
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah, we're doing August. And, yeah, this month's been a little rough.
It's been a rough month.
It's been a rough month. This is the first month where I'm like, ooh, okay. 2024.
It's going to be like a lot of straight to streaming.
Yeah. We're gonna have we might have a couple skips too. Yeah. Guys, let me know in the comments down below how you guys felt about August as well. What movies you've seen in August. But let's see what the people have to say and let's get into it. Obi-Thor Alliance, welcome to the live stream. I hope you're both doing well. Thank you. I hope you're doing well.
Likewise, man. I hope you're doing good. Well, proper English. I know it.
What's been the most defining movie of 2044 that could compete to last year? Oh, that would probably have to be Dune, right?
Yeah, I would have to say Dune as well. I think Dune is probably going to be that movie where everybody's by the end of the year it's like, oh, Dune. Yeah, remember Dune? Dune for 2023? Yeah. That was the one. Yeah.
Yeah, I think Dune Part 2 is the movie of 2024 in terms of like, if you want to compare to last year, where last year was it was Barbie and Oppenheimer, I think Dune Part 2 would have been right up there with them.
1000% correct.
I've had one roller coaster day. Happy Sunday, everyone. How are you guys doing tonight? Kenny, how are you doing?
I'm doing well, man. I was just watching NXT No Mercy, and I was having a lot of fun with that. Most of the day I spent, cleaning the kitchen, doing dishes and so on and so forth while watching that Tales of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles show, which I've been really enjoying. I do like that show quite a bit. It's got the same vibe as the movie from last year, so I like it a lot. So, I mean, most of today was a really chill day, man. How about yourself? How are you doing?
Nice. Not bad. Cleaning. Today was a cleaning day.
Yes, sir.
Cleaning my bathroom, sweeping, dust. I just finished sweeping the house right before this happened.
Nice.
Making my way through Fallout. It's starting to click with me after episode 4, finally.
Okay.
It's not as much as a chore anymore. It felt like it was a chore before, but now I'm like, okay, I'm starting to feel the world and the characters and things like that and get invested in the storylines. I kind of see where things are going.
Gotcha.
I'm excited to finish that, and then I have like a plethora of TV shows that I need to watch. So I'm excited to finish that and then get into maybe I think I'm gonna do Gen V next.
Okay.
And then watch Boys right after that, because I have a customer or a patient at my job who talks to me about anime and TV shows, and she thought I was watching it and I wasn't, and she's just like, next time I see you, we need to talk.
Next time I see
started. Spoilers. And I'm like, man, I haven't seen any of this, but so yeah. Obviously House of Dragon, because Collective Movie Man's gonna kill me if I don't. I want to watch it. I don't know. I just haven't been in the mood to watch Debauchery.
Debauchery is hilarious.
Not
Debauchery is
debauchery in that show.
hilarious. Give me
Um,
1 second. My phone is about to die. I should have charged it, so I gotta go grab the cord. I'll be
do
right
your
back.
thing. I'll just
Yep,
keep talking to people's.
cool.
And also, what book series would you both like to get into? Well, Kenny will answer this when he comes back. I don't know. I'm not big of a reader. Um, I'll say a comic book series, a graphic novel I like to get into is called Sagas by Image Comics. A lot of people say that that comic is really good, and we're also getting a television show based on it. I want to get into that. There's a lot of Image Comics I want to check out, but not even really like novels or anything like that. Just because of my eyes, when I read for a long time, it makes my head hurt. So I really don't be doing the regular books. I'm making a video this week, and it's going to be a wacky one. Just don't say his name 3 times. Oh boy, Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice, nice. Hey, the hardest working man on YouTube, Hurt Minded. Yerp. What's up, man? How you doing? I didn't. Obviously, you weren't on my stream when it was your birthday, but happy belated birthday. I know I said birthday to you on your birthday, but I want to say on the stream, happy belated birthday, Perp. I hope you had a great birthday.
Happy birthday to you.
Where this man came from? Out of the shadow realm. Hey, Brandon, what's up, man? Long time no see. How are you feeling? And why did you change your name from your regular name to IM24P? Per Minus said Kenny with the witchcraft. What were you doing that felt like
Uh,
witchcraft?
I hope not.
You know he don't like summoning nothing in his house. That's like
You know
his.
what I mean?
You
That's
need
the
merch
number
that
one
says that.
rule.
Don't summon nothing in my house. Hurt Minded disagrees with us. He said August had a lot of dope films. He was in his bag
Okay,
in August. That's what's up.
nice.
TJ Below says, yo, what's up?
TJ, that
Ace
dude.
Kid said, Ace Kid said, I saw nothing. Thank you. Hermione said, I've seen 13 August movies, no naming all of them. He's like, I'm not going down the list. Okay. 13. I think he might have saw more than us, honestly. In terms of 13 new
Possibly.
releases,
Yeah.
yeah, I don't think we
I
saw
know
13.
one thing. Like I did a lot of double features this month. Like a lot.
Yeah.
Like 3 times I did double features.
Wow. I've been thinking about doing that so I can like catch those movies because a lot of times it's hard to go 2 different days.
Mm-hmm.
Just so like I'm already at the theater, let me just go back to back.
Yeah.
But I'm also like, when am I going to do the reviews for the movies? So it's hard.
Yeah. Like I feel like of all the double features I've done, I think I've only reviewed like maybe 3 of those movies.
Okay.
Actually, I still have a Cuckoo review and a Sing Sing review to edit that I have not put out yet.
I remember you shot those. Yeah.
It's getting to the point where it might be like last year. Around this time I had
To catch up.
no the like around this time I had seen A Haunting in Venice, and I had seen the Cowboy movie with Michael Jai White, and
Oh
I
yeah.
recorded reviews for both of those and never edited them and put them out. Like they're just I still have them. They're still in the
Yeah.
ether. I just never edited them, and it's getting to the point where it's like they might just end up
Me.
on the shelf.
I think Sing Sing might be worth it.
Yeah,
Cuckoo, maybe not.
possibly, very possible.
He said Ninja Turtles is what's up. Of
Indeed.
course. Terminator Zero is a must watch. Wow.
I
Okay.
watched the first episode. I quite enjoyed it, and I cannot wait to continue it.
Gotcha. I'm having some Pop Secret home theater butter flavor popcorn. Nice. He always got the
Nice.
snacks, man.
Yeah, man. 80s K got the snacks on deck.
On deck. Malcolm, aka Mr. Awesome, welcome to the live stream. He said, Hey, Zach, from a source, but it's being reported that the Superman trailer will debut in December in front of Mufasa, Lion King, and Sonic the Hedgehog. That kind of makes sense.
I can see that.
It's about time for a trailer to drop for this, especially since the movie's done. You know, they're doing
Hmm.
VFX. I could see them dropping a trailer, finally building up the hype. So, because I feel like there's a lot of regular people that don't know what's going on with DC, right? Like,
Yeah.
the last DC movie was Aquaman. That was last year,
Hmm.
and it's been zip on it,
And
right?
that
Like,
makes sense because I think the only thing that's happening with DC in December is Creature Commandos, if I remember
yeah,
correctly.
Yeah,
So yeah, I think that should, like, once that show wraps up, I think that they might just drop it then.
they'll drop the trailer.
Depending on like when that show does wrap up, because if it wraps up in January, I think they'll probably. I think the latest they'll drop it is January, because anything beyond that would be a little ridiculous.
Yeah, for at
Uh,
least a teaser trailer, we need it by January.
yeah, for sure.
Lisa Avenue says, "What's up? What's up,
What
dude?"
up, Ace? What's good, bro?
He said, "That's great singing, Kenny."
Thank you, thank you. I try to perfect my angelic vocals.
Dee Dee, Alien Romulus, skincare. I want to watch skincare because I've heard good things about it. A
I
lot
do
of
want to watch
talking
skincare.
about it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
Shin
actually know
Charm.
nothing about it. I only saw the
No,
poster. I was like, that looks
okay.
interesting.
I saw a trailer and I was like, I like Elizabeth Banks as an actor and a director, but I was like,
Mhm.
But then I'm hearing like it's underrated, so I want to check it out.
Okay,
Twilight of the Warriors. I have actually haven't heard of that.
neither have I.
Place called Silence. I haven't heard of. Milk and Cereal. I heard of. And
I have not.
what's our boy who's making a movie? Chris Stuckman just reviewed it. It's free on YouTube, so that
Okay,
should be interesting. The Last Front. Blink Twice. I haven't got to see that. Cuckoo are the standouts for me. Okay,
I have seen Blink Twice and Cuckoo. Blink Twice was good. Cuckoo was also good.
nice. About the birthday love. Yeah, man. I'm so glad August is finally over. July and August are the longest months. Are they? Technically the longest months?
I think they're both 31 days.
Yeah. So he's
So
right.
that makes sense. Yeah.
IN24P is my film name. Oh, wait, you be filming?
Mm,
I know you sent me
okay.
your movie kind of thing you did before. I know that you had a like official name. Okay. I
That's what's
see
up.
you. Say what? Did someone say Superman movie trailer? Yeah.
Hmm.
It's gonna be coming soon. Okay. Let's get into these movies. So the first couple movies we have are the movies that are brand new that we saw that came out in August. We're gonna be
Yeah.
ranking those first. And the first one is gonna be probably the best movie. Alien Romulus. Talk to me about Alien Romulus, Kenny.
Let me pull up this synopsis. Alien Romulus. Da, 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 Space colonizers. See, you just gotta stay away from the colonizers. Space colonizers come face to face with the most terrifying life form in the universe while scavenging the deep ends of a derelict space station. Alien Romulus was absolutely amazing. I really enjoyed this movie from start to finish. One of the things I loved the most about it was how like visceral it was from the time that they first encounter the aliens, specifically the face huggers. I was on the edge of
Mhm.
my seat because I was scared for these people,
Yeah.
and I just love the way in which the face huggers were used. Not in like because in I want to say Alien and Aliens, of course they're effectively used, and honestly I think they're effectively used every time that you see them. But in this one, particularly with the advancement of technology, I think that the grouping of them, like them, like actually like attacking in
Like a
groups and
hive.
stuff like that, man, it was absolutely terrifying
Yeah.
for me. Just as a person just watching it, and the dude was like, "There's something in the water." Like that dude, like he was having a rough go of it and everything. I also really liked the performance of David Johnson. I thought David Johnson gave the best performance of the movie. He
Yeah.
played Andy the android, and he played him at first as kind of like a very scared, very nervous individual who was just really like uh, trying to find comfort in his sister, and like he he needed protection in a lot of ways. But then once certain events happen throughout the movie, he just turns on a dime, his directive changes, and he becomes a completely cold machine. Which what I thought was really interesting was a lot of times I didn't disagree with his choices. um
Yeah.
yeah, so and I know
Very
that
logical.
they're very logical. There's a sentimental piece that was like stripped out, and it's like it's hard to argue. So I love the way that Andy was used. Kaylee Spanning was great as well as the rest of the cast. They did some really new and interesting things with some of the xenomorphs as well, including like different like birthing kind of things that they showed for the first time. in this movie, and the way that they utilized the acid blood, I thought was really well done. And I was on the end of my seat, on the edge of my seat. And then you get to the third act, or the second act of the third act, if you will, and it just turns all the way up. And that's the most divisive part of the movie. Some people really like it, like myself. I really enjoyed it, and
Yeah.
other people hate it because they felt like it just went on a couple steps too far. So, yeah, man, like I really enjoyed this film. It's probably one of my favorite films of this year. Is actually not my favorite film of. I'm sorry, not this year, of this month. It's actually not my favorite film of this month. That's actually reserved for another film. But yeah, this is right up my alley of the types of movie I like for sure. What
Yeah,
about you?
yeah, Romulus is my second favorite movie of the year so far. I had a blast from beginning to end with this because I love the practicality of everything.
Hmm.
Real sets, real xenomorphs, real face huggers,
Yep.
real stakes. The flow of the movie just made sense right when you think it's about to get into like a rut or like spin its wheels. Something else
Hmm.
happens to make the plot progress further. It was like a video game in the best way possible. Like sometimes
Yeah.
they say movies are video games and it's like a negative way, but I think this was the best way you can use it. And Alien Isolation was a big inspiration for this film, so that kind of
Hmm.
makes sense. Like you said, David Johnson made the movie, right? He
Yeah.
had a great performance as an android human that you cared about, and he had to
Yep.
do like three different parts basically.
Pretty
Kaylee
much.
Spiney. Kaylee Spiney is a lead. She knows how to lead. She knows how to be
Hmm.
the rock of everything. Isabel Marcad had one of the best screams in a horror movie that I've seen in a long time. All the other characters did the part that they were supposed to do. Not like super like impressive, but they did a good job. Not everybody has to act their ass off.
Right.
And especially in an alien film. Like people don't really look at like alien
Especially.
films for the best acting performances.
Yeah.
Was the xenomorph scary? Yes.
Hmm.
Was the face hugger scary? Yes.
Yeah.
The movie gorgeous and had some amazing shots? Yes.
Hmm.
There were some sequences in there, like you said, that like I call it the quiet place sequence. Great. The
Oh,
space
that sequence was
acid,
fantastic.
yeah,
Yeah.
the space acid sequence, great.
Yep.
The elevator
Even
sequence, great.
the not only them dealing with the aliens, but also having the time crunch of not, I call it not Saturn because we don't know what that planet's called, like not
Yeah,
Saturn's rings, like that time crunch that they were on added a whole nother layer of like we got to get out of here, which was
yeah,
great. So yeah, I enjoyed that part as well.
yeah. I have like slight nitpicks with it.
Hmm.
Use of VFX on a dead person that was
Oh yeah,
a thing for
it
a
was
while.
weird.
And I think
It
it
was
could have
weird.
been utilized in a more creative way, and it wouldn't have been so off-putting.
Hmm.
And I also think that I think there was something else, but it's like so minute. This movie was amazing from beginning to end. It's one of the best alien movies, one of the best horror sci-fi movies that we've gotten in a long time. And
Yeah,
I like that it felt familiar, but there was still creative aspects to it, so that it didn't feel like we were just going through the best of. Like people were saying, it was like the best of hits, and I didn't feel that way.
I didn't feel that way either. I know that like there's some certain things. I agree with that on one particular line that Andy said, which
Okay,
felt
yeah,
so out of character. That was
yeah,
like, okay, I can definitely agree with that. But everything else, I was kind of like, you guys know it's an alien movie, right? That this is what happens. Like this is what they
yeah.
do.
This is what they do.
Right.
Yeah, and even that line, I was like, damn, if y'all would have just built it up throughout the movie, it would have been
Hmm.
utilized. It would have been utilized better.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, Alien Romulus, phenomenal film. I think they did a fantastic job with building tension and building characters that you care about with dynamics that you care about. So I think for me and you, this is an automatic IMAX. This is worth seeing.
Absolutely.
I wish I saw this in IMAX, to be honest with you.
Did I see this in? No, I think I saw this in Dolby.
Okay, so that is how we feel about Alien Romulus. What do you feel about it in the comments down below? Let us know if you loved it, hate it, or wish you never saw it. Which is kind of crazy. Next film
That
is a
would be
film that
wild.
I didn't see, but Kenny saw. I'm going to read a synopsis real quick.
Hmm.
It's called Sing Sing from A24. In prison for a crime he didn't commit, Divine G finds purpose by acting in a theater group alongside other incarcerated men, including a wary newcomer. Directed by Greg K. Wadar. Probably said his name wrong. But yeah, talk about Sing Sing.
So Sing Sing is a movie essentially about, you just read the synopsis, but Sing Sing is essentially a movie about incarcerated persons who are a part of a, I believe it's like Reform Through the Arts program, or the RTA, that takes place in Sing Sing prison, and essentially it's a theater program. These inmates, these incarcerated persons, inmates, they go into this program and they put on plays, and there's a play director, and the person that Coleman Domingo plays is one of the leads of that particular. He's one of the leads, one of the leaders of that particular program, who's also a really smart and intelligent human being in his own right. And one of the special things that happens throughout the film, there's a few, both in front and in front of the camera and behind the camera. But one of the special things in front of the camera, as far as our character goes, is that we get to see the maturation of one particular inmate who joins this theater group, and throughout the movie is kind of his harsh exterior, the things that he learned about in the streets in prison, kind of get chipped away throughout the film, and you get to see this person go from feeling like they need to be tough, like in an exterior, in an external type of way, to actually getting in touch with the type of person that they can be if they left all that kind of stuff behind. And the relationship between Divine G and Divine I, which is Coleman Domingo's character, and I forget the name of the actor who plays Divine I. The like they that relationship carries this film. And when I mentioned
Terrence Macklin.
Clarence Macklin, who I'm about to mention in this other way, which is the behind the camera important thing about this film, is that everybody, I believe everybody except Coleman Domingo, was actually a part of this program in real life and play
Yeah.
all the other characters in this film. So everybody that you see on film outside of Coleman Domingo was actually a formerly incarcerated person who was a part of the RTA, and they were phenomenal. It wasn't like, oh, they were part of it, and this looks like a fun project. Like, these dudes were incredible, like acting performance wise. Like, I'm telling you, it's not like oh, that's really nice that they did that. It's like, no, this dude deserves to be cast, even though he's playing himself. This dude is good, right? And I would like to see this person in other things. So, this movie really also touched on the parole system and how that's really unfair, and how uncaring people are about the parole system. So, or in the parole system, how uncaring they are about inmates or incarcerated persons. So, yeah, man, this film, I actually have it as my number one movie of 2024 thus far. This is why I said, like, Alien Romulus isn't the best movie I've seen this month, even though it's the movie I don't even say most entertained by, because I was entertained by Sing Sing, but I absolutely love this movie. It's going to take a lot to remove Sing Sing from the number one spot. But yeah, that's Sing Sing. I really hope that you guys are able to go see it, because it is impossible to find
Oh
in
my
the
god.
theater. Like, it's
I
really
think my
hard.
I think my theater already lost it. I was so sad. I was
The
trying to see
time,
it
the
before
week I
this.
went to go see it,
Yeah.
there was only two showings on the same day in Philadelphia, and it finally actually got released. Yay! Like that, like following weekend. But now I think it's gone again. So it's like, yeah, it's very hard to find.
Yeah, and it's like it's going wider and wider, and then just like still for some reason still limited showings.
Yeah.
So like it technically came out in July, but it went wide release in August, and that's why I'm counting
Hmm.
it as an August film. Because to me, like limited release don't count as like a release. If
Yeah.
you go limited and then you go
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
streaming,
I
to
agree.
me is when you stream is when you're wide.
Yeah, because I
Um,
believe this has a 2023. Yeah, it says
uh,
2023 actually on it on Letterbox.
yeah,
But it was not wide release.
yeah, it was festivals, so I don't count festival releases because regular people can't see
Hmm.
those films. But where would you rank Sing Sing then in terms
Uh,
of theater worthiness?
Theater worthiness. Beginning to be an interesting conversation. Um, I would say go see it in the theater. So I would probably put it like you don't need to see it in IMAX, but it's one of the best movies. It's the best movie I've seen this year. So I guess you can put it in IMAX, but it's not necessarily an IMAX worthy. Well, it's not
Experience at full
Star
price.
Trek, Star Wars. Yeah, I guess you could put it at full price. Which I think we should probably clarify or redefine maybe like our ranking system. Only
Yeah,
because when I think of IMAX, I think like I would go see the Marvels in IMAX, but not necessarily like I don't like that movie, but like not necessarily be like this is the greatest movie I've seen this year. It's just that kind of movie. But yeah, I would put it. Matter of fact, I'm gonna say put it in IMAX in front of
Romulus.
Romulus. Yeah.
Okay, I can't argue with that since I haven't seen the movie, so
Hmm.
I'll let it rock. I'll let
Yeah.
it rock, even though I love Romulus.
Romulus is.
Now a movie. Now I know we both do not like. Let me go into the comments before we go tear into that one.
Mhm.
Let's see. So yeah, he said knowing the alien baby monster is a real size human in real life is crazy. That is
Yo, I
true.
saw the pictures.
The basketball player, yeah.
Yeah.
It's called Romulus. Is there any Romulan in the film? I believe that they talked about that during the lore about the Romans, the brothers, the two brothers, and that's
Yeah. But
Romulus, and then the other one was Regis or something like that.
yeah. But it has nothing to do with Star Trek. I think is what he's saying.
Oh, I didn't
Yeah.
realize that. I
Yeah.
am ashamed of myself as a Star Trek fan.
It's all
Uh,
good.
oh, speaking of Superman, James Gunn said also expect Easter eggs and creature commandos leading up the film. That makes sense.
I'm sure. Yeah, it makes sense.
I saw Alien Romulus and I really enjoyed it. I was so scared. Plus, kudos to director Fede Alvarez. I could see this as a Disney Fox rebooting Alien versus Predator. I can see that.
I think that's possible. Yeah. I think
Alien
we're
and
heading in that direction.
yeah. Hey, Michael 101591. What's up?
What's up, Michael?
I really enjoyed Sing Sing. I was going to pass on it. Ended up being one of my favorites of the year.
Yeah, man.
Still have yet to see Romulus. Gotta go check it out, man. So
Gotta catch them all.
gotta catch him. Zach, the attack general. What's up, man? How you doing,
What's
Cal?
up? What's up? The Ring
Romulus,
General.
the general. King out of you damn Trekkie Uncle Ruckus voice. Damn, the Uncle Ruckus voice. What
That's
did the Trekkies do to you? Oh man, that's hilarious. Okay, next up is the Crow.
whew.
You got that
Um,
synopsis up?
yeah, I got it. Soulmates. I love that it starts like that. Soulmates Eric Draven and Shelley Webster are brutally murdered when the demons of her dark past catch up with them. Given the chance to save his true love by sacrificing himself, Draven returns to seek bloody revenge against the killers, traversing the worlds of the living and the dead to put the wrong things right. Whew!
Woof, indeed.
Pop the molly. I'm sweating. Um, yeah. What did you think, Zach? You saw it first.
Oh, I saw it first. Um, um, the movie was not good. Uh,
That is an accurate statement. Yeah.
it was not good. Let's remove my love of the original uh
Mhm.
adaptation of The Crow because I think a lot of people thought this was a remake of that movie, and it's not. It's a new adaptation of the comic book.
Okay.
So it's not trying to emulate that, right? So
Hmm.
what I was looking for this film once I found it out going in is that I didn't want it to remake the things that I loved from that film. I wanted to bring the spirit of it into 2024. So if you're gonna readapt it, that film had a lot of the grunge scene from the 90s in it. So
Yeah.
let's bring that from the 2024 in here. You know what I mean? Like
Hmm.
that's a lot of what the comic had. So it makes sense to adapt it and do that way. And I felt like, and I've heard you say this before, I heard other people say, I think I said this in my review. It felt like they were cosplaying gothic characters than
I agree.
actually being gothic
I
characters.
agree.
Um, I think the movie fails on every aspect that it goes for, except
Mhm.
the action, because I think some of the
I
action
agree.
sequences were
Yeah.
really good. Maybe
Hmm.
not. long enough. I feel like if they would have focused more on the action, the dumb plot would have been so bad.
Yeah,
Um, Bill Skarsgård, who I think is usually a great actor, was not good in this, unfortunately.
man, was he mopey?
He was so mopey, but not like in a good way. I've seen
Yeah.
mopey performances that are great. You can still be charismatic and be mopey.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? FKA Twigs was trying, but she had the most cringiest lines in existence of man.
Yes.
Do
Yes.
you think that when we died, the teenagers are gonna drop us flowers at our grave? What the fuck are you talking about,
He's
man?
like, no, it's not going to be flowers. It'll be white petals. I'm like, what are we talking about?
Talking about
What are we talking
this
about?
has nothing to do with nothing. We're an hour and 20 minutes in this movie, and y'all have not done anything. Why are y'all
Yo,
talking about
I noticed that.
teenagers?
Like, for a minute, it was like, when is the movie starting? Because they die, and they take so long to die.
Yeah, it's in the trailer.
Right.
It's in the synopsis. Why
Yeah.
is this taking so long to get to this point? It
It's like
was
the
so,
catalyst. It was like,
let's go. And
right.
then if you're going to take that time to build a
Hmm.
relationship, they did a terrible job. I
Yeah.
didn't think that these two were in love with each other. I thought they were in lust with each other, but
Hmm.
not love enough for me to go on a rampage and try to kill all these people and revenge her and go do
Yeah.
his name. I didn't see that kind of um it
I just saw that comment.
was not Deborah, or what's the other word everyone's using now?
Your God, what
Yeah,
is it?
forget it. This is how I know I'm old.
I
I can't
forget.
get it off the
Yeah.
top of my head.
Um.
Um,
Yeah.
the villain was trash. They made
Oh
the
yeah.
villain power, which was really, really strong power, look like absolute ass.
I
Um,
I felt really bad for the victims once you find out like what he's doing. Like, sucks. That's
yeah,
awful. We
it
can't even
was
like free the people who went through that. Like this,
yeah. It's
they
just you
just
just go
there.
through it and that's it. They're just there.
Yeah.
They try to add like lore that the other movie didn't, which was cool, like getting more lore from the comic book, but that wasn't explained well because they would set a rule and then they would break the rule by the end of the movie, right? And that happened
Hmm.
multiple times. Like they'll set up supernatural rules and then like real life stake rules and then just ignore them. Like it
Yeah.
was like, yeah, we'll just stay here for a little while and then we'll skip town, and they just didn't skip town.
Yeah. Look, like that's one of the biggest question marks of the movie is once they escape from the place where they were
That
initially
they
being
shouldn't be able to
held,
escape so easy from.
the dryer, just the dryer.
Yeah,
Okay,
okay,
if that's
all
what you
right.
want to do. But once you escape, why are you staying here? Why are you staying in the city? Oh, we're just gonna hide out here for a while. I was like, these people know you, right? They
They
know you and they
clearly
know
know you live
everybody.
here. You left your
Right.
house and the dude was following you.
And then y'all went to the club outside? What are you
God,
doing?
this is the wrong time to be touching grass.
Right. Yeah.
Just stay your ass inside,
Get
but
on
not
the
inside the
train.
place.
Right. Get on the train, the bus, the automobile, and leave.
Walk if you have to. Just
Right.
get out of Dodge.
Get the money and go. Like, I don't understand.
It's
I
just
do.
on multiple fronts. Like you just escaped. Like Eric Draven just escaped somewhere he wasn't supposed to escape, right?
Right.
And she also escaped somewhere she wasn't supposed to escape, on top of being chased by these demon dudes.
Yeah.
But the biggest problem that this movie had was these stupid ass flashbacks, right? Like
Oh my god.
flashing back to his when he was a child. It had nothing to do with nothing. They didn't tie it into nothing.
Nope.
They didn't explain why the people were bullying him when he was in the facility. They didn't
They
explain
didn't.
anything that make you care about him as a character. It was
Hmm.
just written so poorly. The editing was awful for like a
Why was my nigga naked? Why was he naked?
for two
For
turns,
for
no
what?
reason.
For what?
I was so confused. Like, and you know me, Kenny. I go
Yeah.
into movies with an open mind. I try to find the good and stuff. And this
Hmm.
movie was just like, no, Zach, no, don't find the good in me.
Yeah.
Hate me because I'm trash. And
Yeah.
I was just like, there was so many decisions that the character made. Like
Hmm.
the whole like when he saw what actually happened to her, like the tape. and then he started questioning his love. I was like, what?
I didn't understand that either. I really didn't. I'm like, so
You just murdered a bunch of people. Why are you
yeah,
upset that she did this?
yeah. And it's clearly not her. But anyway, I will give it this. So the only thing I will give it, like you said, is the action. And the climactic action scene
Mm-hmm.
in the opera house,
Yeah,
all really well done. I
one of the best
really
action scenes of the year. I'm not gonna lie.
yeah. Yeah, it's really good. But then everything else surrounding that is like, what are we doing here?
The
Um
ending of the action scene was stupid. That's
what
what
was
the heads in the opera.
why? Why?
It
And
didn't
I'm
make
sitting
any
here thinking, like, how do these people not know that this is any different from the play that they were watching?
Yeah, because the play
Like,
was weird in the first place.
the play was so weird. The play was downright demonic. So if he throws what he throws into the crowd, it's like, how is this different? How do y'all know that those are real?
Especially since y'all didn't hear all these gunshots already.
Oh my god. I was sitting there like, these must be the most insulated walls I've ever
Bruh,
seen.
AKs going off, people being sliced up, people thrown through windows downstairs. He thrown
Nobody hears
up the
nothing.
stairs and AKs are going off. And they ain't
What,
hearing nothing. These singers were singing
bro?
so loud that you
What?
couldn't hear bullets.
Ain't no opera that loud. I'm sorry.
No opera that loud.
And
Yeah,
that building didn't look that building looked rickety. So ain't no way.
yeah. And
So
then when he finally confronts the villain, that whole sequence is garbage.
yeah.
It was like all this build up and then it wasn't cool. Oh man. If I paid full price for this movie,
Mm, mm-mm.
it would have been the first time I asked for my money back.
I feel like that way about like the last two because I saw this and the next movie we're going to talk about literally back to back on the same day.
Yeah.
So I would have been asking for a lot of money back. Yeah.
Yeah, this I don't. It's hard because I don't want to spoil everything because maybe you guys might want to go see it when it hits rental and streaming and stuff like that. I don't suggest
Mhm.
it.
Yeah.
But like just from beginning to end, the dialogue is not good. Um, they have two solid actors. They're not giving good performances. His
Nope.
transformation to the crow thing is not even cool.
Yeah.
I,
Because he's just adding makeup and eyeliner.
yeah, but
It's like,
not
hey,
the
you know
cool
how
effect
I'm
that we've
different?
seen in other movies. Like we've
Yeah.
seen the whole makeup thing with we've seen it look cool in movies before,
Yeah.
but him with the sword and like, I was like,
Mhm. I
oh,
also like this is a nitpick. I'm going to admit that this is a nitpick. That was a small sword.
it
That was a
was,
very really short sword, and I was just
yeah, it
like
was,
sword. So I was yeah. Anyway, we've dragged this movie enough, but
yeah. Gonna be worse than part 3 or 4. No, it's not. But
really,
yeah, the sequels to the original is awful. They're
okay.
awful. But those were like made to DVD movies. This is a
Um,
theatrical release that they're telling you to go to the theater to
in
watch.
August, no
Oh,
less.
in August, yeah, in the summertime, summer movie
Mm-hmm.
season. Yeah, this for me, this is a skip. I don't know if this is a
Yep,
skip for you.
just skip for sure.
Okay,
It's
so
not worth your time. There's so many other great films out there to watch and TV shows. Skip it.
yeah, skip it.
Yep.
It's not worth it at all. It was
Mm-hmm.
absolute ass.
Yeah.
And if I'm doing that, you know it's absolute ass because
Ass sandwich
and, and you
with
see a lot of ass sandwiches in this
with
movie for
no
some reason.
seasoning. Yeah.
The next film is one that I didn't see, but Kenny got to see. He saw it right after. Was it before or after The Crow?
I saw this before The Crow.
Okay, so yeah.
Yeah.
This is called Afraid. It's Curtis and
I
his
got
family
out of
are
this and
selected.
walked right into The Crow.
Damn. Uh, Curtis and his family are selected to test a revolutionary new device. Let me know if it actually was revolutionary. A digital assistant called Aya that takes smart homes to the next level. As Aya begins to learn everyone's behavior and anticipate their needs, it soon makes sure nothing and no one gets in the family's way.
This movie's dumb. Um, right off the bat. Because one of the things that happens in this film, and I don't. So I don't believe this is a spoiler. If
Okay.
it is a spoiler for you guys, just curse me out. But one of the biggest issues with the film is that um Aya is a AI that's linked into the internet and the interworlds and stuff like that,
Mhm.
and she is or it is going into this family's house to be tested. It's shown as this new piece of technology that they really want to test, and just like the synopsis says, and essentially come to find out, like it's already been connected to the World Wide Web, and it's controlling other things that are going on throughout the literally the country and everything
Yeah.
like that, right? So I'm talking about like controlling people's lives, controlling like just the other technology in the house, killing people. You'll see that in the trailer that it crashes somebody's car. And the question I had at the end of the film is, if you're this powerful, why were you bothering this family in the first place? Like I don't understand. Yeah,
Not
like,
very
you're
demure.
literally
Maybe.
controlling everything. You
Yeah.
cannot be beat. Why do you care about this family? Like
Yeah.
I really don't understand. So yeah, this movie's just ass. And it does like nothing particularly well.
Mm.
I have nothing good to say about this film.
Wow.
So I would say,
Acting. None of the acting performances were solid. Not in my
so
boy Cho.
John Cho is fine.
Okay.
Everybody's fine. Like there's nobody who's like the dialogue. Oh my god, the
Oh,
dialogue's
well.
awful. They set up
Worse than
this
the Crow.
thing. Yeah, and I would say it's on par. Like
Okay.
they're both really bad. There's this angle where they introduce like this other woman into the fray
Hmm.
who is like a cheating interest for John Cho's character, but
Hmm.
the entire time John Cho's like, No, absolutely not." And it just like she literally comes on screen and she's like, um, something to the effect of, "Yeah, like what's your life like?" It's like, "Oh, I spend time with my kids and my family and my wife, and we go out and we hang out." And she's like, "Well, have you ever thought about like cheating?" I'm like, "This is the first time
Wait,
they're meeting.
she
This is the
said
first
it
time
like that.
they're basically this is the first
Oh,
time they're meeting. They're at work. She's the person who is giving Aya and trying to convince him to take Aya back to her home. She's the saleswoman trying to get Aya into this dude's home. That's the dialogue. And throughout the rest of the film, she's just very like straightforward with cheating. Sounds good to me, right? And he's like, "No, I don't understand this at
like,
all."
what are you doing?
Right? Yeah,
I
exactly.
love
And
my
I'm
wife.
yeah, and it's like, man, this movie's bad. This movie's really bad. So I really I don't want to spend too much more time on it because I know like we want to spend time on some other things. But
Yeah.
yeah, I this is also a skip for me. This is a skip.
Woo. Let me put it on
Skip.
there
You
already.
are not it.
Skip, you're not it. Oh, now the question is it worse or better than Crow?
I'm not frozen, guys. I'm
He's like contemplating.
I'd rather watch Afraid again
Okay, wow. Okay.
than Crow. Yeah.
Damn. Crow, another hit.
Mm.
Another hit. Let me before we get to the deck, let me get into the comments. I don't want to
Mhm.
leave them too far behind. Superman trailer. I hate when this thing moves. Okay, he's out. I was able to make a dope thumbnail for the movie at least. That's a good thing, I guess. Yo, that's true. One of my best thumbnails I ever made was for the Crow.
Nice. Oh yeah, I remember that. That was cool. That was
Yeah.
dope.
They were not brutally deleted. They were suffocated. Yo, speaking of suffocating in that, there's a scene where he's like kissing his love interest in the Crow through a curtain, and they kept going back to that, and I was like, "Why do
Yeah,
y'all think this is cool?"
yeah. They
Like it
thought
was
that
shown
was so
three or
like
four
sexy.
times.
It's like it's
No,
not.
it's stupid.
Do you clean your curtains? Like
That's not even her curtains. That's somebody else's curtains. She's house sitting.
that's disgusting.
I'll be so mad. It's ash
Yeah.
juice and other stuff. and
Yeah.
stuff is all over my shit. I just told you to sit
Mm-mm.
here and watch it, not do all
Yeah.
this.
They was having a drugged out sex binge in this person's house that she was just supposed to be watching.
She was hiding stuff
Drugs
behind his drawers and
in
shit.
his house.
Yeah,
That's
this movie was
crazy.
wild.
Yeah.
Hey, it's Kiara from Sub Me
Yeah.
Reviews. What's up? She says, hey, y'all, literally just left the movies from seeing Blink twice. Enjoying it.
Nice.
Still processing it. Nice. I really want to see that movie.
Yeah, you should. You should.
Is this movie as bad as I've heard? Because I'm planning to see this movie. Is it worth seeing or not? No. I hope
Nah, skip it.
you said this after we just went on that rant.
Mm,
People act like this
like,
is the first time it was rebooted. At least they had a budget this time. The outrage was acting brand new. It doesn't matter if it was rebooted before. The movie's not good.
it also doesn't matter if they had a budget. There's some high price trash out there.
Yeah, it's $50 million, and they did not use it on directing.
I have a suspicious theory there's going to be some high price trash called Megalopolis coming out soon.
That movie's expensive as hell.
Yeah.
Stick with the original Crow, everyone. Nothing can replace Brandon Lee. I'm not of the nothing can replace this actor train. I don't believe that at all, because there's a lot of remakes of films and people don't realize, like The Thing. People don't realize that's a remake
Mhm.
of a movie from the 50s, right?
Yep.
So I'm not gonna be like, oh, nobody can replace this actor, because the people said that about Jack Nicholson, and then Heath Ledger came, and then people
Yeah.
said about Heath Ledger, and then now Joaquin Phoenix is here.
Yeah.
So like it can be
Mhm.
replaced, but it's hard. It's
It
hard.
is hard. Yeah, I'll give you that for sure.
Has August been a good month for movies?
No.
He said no. I
Uh,
can't say that. I saw 2 really skippable movies this month. We've talked about one. You've seen
mm,
2 so far, but I've seen some really good ones too. We got Alien Romulus, man.
I saw Alien Romulus and Sing Sing this month. I also saw Blink twice and Cuckoo. So it's Cuckoo this month? I think it
Yeah,
was.
August 2nd. Great.
So yeah, I mean those are 4 good movies.
Yeah.
I think you also saw Land of Bad this month too, which was also
Oh
good.
yeah, I'm meaning to watch that.
Yeah,
The Crow was not demur.
that's
That's
hilarious.
Hey guys, come visit. Hey, you guys, come visit Alabama Comic Con, the Comic Con down here in Birmingham. Nice.
Uh,
Alabama's kind of far though.
I have some bad news.
What?
Alabama, along with Mississippi, are 2 states I will never step foot in.
I know why.
It's just
Too
yeah,
much.
too much.
I feel like the only person on earth that liked the new movie. Oh, I remember talking to you about this in the group chat. She said, and I love the original. I understood what they were trying to do, and I didn't mind some of the issues with other people have with the movie. And that's fair.
That's understandable. Yeah.
Yeah, that's totally fair. There are movies that people absolutely trash that I like. So don't ever make it like stand on your 10 toes, be a big dog, and love The Crow. I just did not. It was torture. When someone says nobody wanted this, they really mean they didn't want it, but The Crow sounded like it was bad. I hate that. I hate that saying too. Nobody wanted this. Nobody wanted any of these movies that we're talking about.
Yeah.
Nobody asked for Sing Sing or Alien Romulus, but they
Correct.
were made and they're dope.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nobody asked
I
for
didn't
Iron
ask
Man.
for Prey.
Yeah.
Prey is great.
Facts.
Yeah.
Rules get broken every day, B. Nah, not in a movie. That's crazy. Not when you establish it so strongly for me to get invested, and then you just like, oh yeah, no, never mind. They was doing everything but getting out of Dodge. You pretty much deserve to get murked at that point. Facts.
Yeah.
You guys are really making this movie sound really entertaining.
There are movies that are so bad they're good.
Yeah, this was just not one for me.
Yeah, I agree.
Madam Web? Yeah.
Yeah,
That
that's
movie is
so
fun.
bad it's good. Yep.
Now, I wanted the movie with Bloom or Jason Momoa attached. By the time it got to Scar, I wanted Mufasa. By the time it got to Scar, I wanted Mufasa. I'm not sure what the metaphor is going for here. But I think Jason Momoa, if he was casted, would have made this movie at least a couple notches better, just based off his performance and how cool he would have been. It still would have been not good, but it would have been better because of how good he is.
I don't know if I agree with that because I
You
don't think
really?
I think Jason Momoa is a very limited actor, in my opinion.
Okay. Okay.
I think Jason Momoa does Jason Momoa as much as he possibly can.
Gotcha. I think just seeing him in Dune and seeing him in other things, I feel like he's shown that he can do a little bit more than the Surfer Boy thing. But
Mhm.
I just think he would just did a better job than this guy.
Yeah.
I don't even call him this guy because I like him. It's
Yes,
not good.
the Skarsgårds are all good. They're just
Yeah.
yeah.
Honestly, this Bill and Alexander need to swap what they're doing. Bill is doing, or no, Alex is doing weird movies. Bill is the one that's supposed to be doing weird movies.
Mhm.
Alex needs to be the action star.
Yeah.
The cover girl makeup wasn't it. Definitely wasn't it. It wasn't
Nope.
even good as cover girl.
Nope.
Absolute ass is crazy. It's just true.
That's true. It's damn true.
Afraid, yeah, damn true. Kurt Angle. Afraid looks like a cool streaming movie off the heels of Megan.
Afraid is Megan without the body. Like it's just like a bodiless Megan movie
Yeah. Is
or
it?
a
Is there any
doll.
scary parts of Afraid at all?
No, zero.
Damn.
Well. I will say that there is a montage of like AI images that really threw me off. Like it wasn't like fear; it was like this is weirding me the hell out. You guys have seen those AI images where you put them in the generator and it
Oh,
just looks weird.
yeah.
There's a long. It's like the opening credits montage. They just show all these weird AI images, intentionally like
They just
weird,
look uncanny.
and it just look uncanny and it's so uncomfortable to look at, which I thought was a good touch, but it was yeah.
Gotcha. Gotta have a hobby. Ruling the world can get boring, that they say. She's like, let me just mess with this family.
I've always wondered that when the villain takes over the world, like and then what?
Yeah. It's like after that, what do you do? Better budget
Mhm.
trash than straight to DVD is what I'm saying. I guess. Honestly, this should have been straight to streaming in itself, The Crow.
I agree. Should have
They
been on
really
Peacock.
literally remade Batman 20 times. It turned out great 80% of the time. We're not problem. We're not having a problem with it being remade. That's not the issue. The issue
Mm-mm.
is that the remake or
It's
the
not good.
new adaptation. It's not a remake.
Yeah,
The new adaptation is not good.
yeah.
I haven't seen Afraid, but I thought it would be an adult version of Smart House. Sad to hear it was bad. That would have been cool.
I don't think I've ever seen Smart House.
My husband's from Alabama. I told him he wants to move back. Divorce is in. I couldn't even finish the sentence. That's hilarious.
That's hilarious. Let me tell you
Oh
something.
man.
Anywhere where there's a sundown town, no,
Yeah. I don't need. I want no parts of Sundown.
no. Mm-mm.
Scarface definitely a great remake that was overshadowed the original. Yeah. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Man, Mad said curtains had a juice on them. Y'all killed this movie. Yo, bruh. They was wilding. Would you rather prefer to watch Borderlands movie or we're about to talk about that movie soon too. Prefer Borderlands movie or The Crow again? I'll watch Borderlands again. I ain't
Really, I would rather watch The Crow.
gonna lie. No.
Borderlands was so boring.
And you thought The Crow was it?
It had cool action scenes.
I guess. I can't suffer through that first hour again.
And Twigs
That's
wasn't
like
bad.
made me laugh in the Borderlands. I can't with fucking
Miss Twigs wasn't bad to look at either. So
Ooh.
Miss Twigs.
Oh, okay. That's
Yeah.
fair. She's
So
an attractive young woman.
mhm.
Watching Jason in a movie called Bad Batch. He's good. He has some like indie movies where he's solid in. But
I had to look that up.
hey, Zach Kenny from Matkin Island, Michigan. Oh yeah, he's on vacation on an island where they don't really have service and stuff.
Hey, that's what's
Man,
up. Welcome.
I'll tell you what villains do after they win. They get bored. Yep.
Sure.
Going home
And they
tomorrow.
started cooking, started farming.
Yeah. I understand this remake is. I get it. I just said that for the people to stick to original. Oh, it's the original actor. Okay.
Mm.
I don't know why I saw her last name was Toothpicks. FK Toothpicks.
That's hilarious.
That is hilarious. So pull up the synopsis for Strange Darling. That's what's up next.
Strange darlings. I almost don't want to. I almost don't want to talk about this movie.
Uh, I know it's like kind of just like go see it.
Go see it, basically, because I went into it. I didn't watch a trailer. I didn't hear a synopsis. I didn't watch a review. I knew nothing about this movie. Our
Yeah.
guy TJ Billups said this movie is great, and I went to go see it, and it was. Um,
So yeah, probably let's not read the synopsis. Let's start off with like go into this movie as blind as possible,
oh
right?
wait,
Like they have
I
a
can. I think I can
non-spoiler.
read the synopsis because it's not. The budget was 4 million. That's not bad.
No.
Um, Yeah, nothing is what it seems when a twisted one night stand spirals into a serial killer's vicious murder spree. I think that's if you
Perfect.
guys that's it. But yeah, Strange Darling is number 5 on my movies I've seen this year. And it could potentially move up because the movie's fantastic. The movie's absolutely great. I don't know how to talk about it without talking about
Spoiler.
it.
Yeah.
But essentially, here's what I'll say. The movie is a challenge to everything we want to believe, what we're taught to believe, and what we're shamed into believing about what society tells us is true and untrue about men and women and how they act. That's all I can say.
Yeah, and on just to talk about the things around it, Willa
Mhm.
Fitzgerald,
Oh,
who
yeah.
is the main actress, is phenomenal.
Yep.
I've been a fan of her since I saw her Reacher.
Mhm.
I thought she did a great job there, and I saw that she could probably do more than she did in Reacher, but it's not her show. I heard that she's in the House
Well,
of
she was
Usher.
the cop. She was a cop from Reacher.
She was the cop love interest in
Oh
Reacher.
man, I had no idea.
Yep, same person. Um, and then she's in the House of Usher, and I heard she was great in that. I haven't seen that yet. That's the Mike Flanagan Netflix show.
Hmm.
So I always wanted to see her in more things because I really liked her in Reacher. And so when I saw her starring in this, she's on the poster. I was like, cool, I'm down. And then the actor, he's been in a bunch of stuff too. I feel like I've seen him for a long time, but he was in Smile, the first one,
Okay.
um, and he was great in that. Kyle Gallner, and he was great too. A lot of people are talking about Willa Fitzgerald, but I think his
Hmm.
performance is just as important in what he executes and what he does,
Yeah.
messes with your mind and stuff like that as
Hmm.
her. I think he just doesn't get to be as flamboyant.
Yeah.
The cinematography is done by an actor that we know, which is crazy to me. If I could find who did the
Really.
cinematography, oh, Giovanni Risby, who has been in tons of movies, Gone in
Okay.
60 Seconds. I think he was in Breaking Bad. Um, he's been Lost in Translation. Ted. He's been around for a long time. I guess he's switching from acting to cinematography. He did a great job with the cinematography here. It looked
Yeah.
beautiful.
The
It was
cinematography is phenomenal.
yeah, it was shot in 35 millimeters, so it has this old grainy look to it. Makes it look like an old school movie, even though it's set in 2024 or 2023. The movie is paced really well. The action that it
Good.
does have is done really well and very visceral and raw in a very
Hmm.
scary way. The music is really good.
The music is great. One of my favorite parts of the film is the structure of it.
Yeah,
Because it starts off in a way where I was like, "Why would you start here?" And then it tells you exactly why I started there, and it was just phenomenal.
it was phenomenal. First time I've seen music used for a title card drop. That was dope.
Hmm.
Um, yeah, that's basically all I can say. On a technical level, it's great. Camera wise, it's great. Acting performances are great. It's a unique take on a familiar story, something that we've seen on TV and film before, but it's
Yep.
done in a very unique way. And it's just a movie I think you should go and see. Don't let people overhype it for you. I can see some people overhyping it and you being
Yeah.
let down, and maybe that is like that's it. But I think it's a very one of the most unique. When people say I need original films, this is those one of those films that you should invest in and put your money in and go check out. It's going wider each week, so it should be more available at theaters. But yeah, Strange Darling is strong, even from the name. of the film and how it starts out. It's pretty good. It's just a strong film from a
I agree.
director. This is his second film, and I'm like, wow. I have nitpicks, but I don't want to talk about them without spoiling, I guess,
Yeah.
the film. But yeah, this is a really, really great film. I'm really excited to say it. For me personally, I think it's my number 20th film.
Oh, really?
Um,
Okay.
yeah, the nitpicks brought it down. More I started thinking about the nitpicks. I was like, I can't have it up as high. But
Mm.
I think it's still worth a watch in theaters. Where would you want to rank this one?
I would say full price.
Full price.
I have it top five, top six actually currently in my letterbox situation, but I
Yeah,
would still say full price.
full price. Nice. All right, Strange Darling, guys, go check it out when you get a chance. It's high.
Hmm.
I think
Hmm.
it's like high recommendation. We didn't really have to tell you that for Alien Romulus because like obviously you should go see that movie.
Right.
But yeah, let me pull up the synopsis for the next film. And this is a film that I saw, but Kenny did not see.
Hmm.
Usually Kenny sees more movies than me. This is just how it goes. But it's called Didi, which unfortunately there was a lot of like Diddy jokes on like the Instagram and
Really?
promotional material. Yeah, it was like nice try Diddy, and I was like, oh come on, just not this movie. But yeah, the synopsis for this film is in 2008, during the last month of summer before high school begins, an impressionable 13-year-old Taiwanese American boy learns what his family can't teach him: how to skate, how to flirt, and how to love his mom. Yeah, so that is a big aspect of this movie. It's a coming of age story. We've seen tons of those, but we've been getting a lot of great ones over the last couple years. Mid '90s, eighth grade, Licorice Pizza,
Mm.
Smart. I don't remember what the two girls. The girl from the girl that's gonna be playing in Last of Us as. Why my brain is farting out right now. Caitlin Dever. What's the smart book? Book smart. There we go. My brain
Books.
got
All right.
it's on the level of all those films, right? Like the main character is this kid. He's like 13 years old because he's going from middle school to high school, and he's Taiwanese, and he has a lot of family turmoil. So he looks to the outside to kind of like get the fit in. So he has his friends, and him and his friends are starting to dissipate because they don't understand what he's going through emotionally. So then he tries to talk to this girl, and things go well for a little while, but then he doesn't know how to handle it. And then it's like all the things that you go through as a 13-year-old, um, but done in a way that is so specific to the time, right? This is 2008. This is when the internet starts taking over your life. We see MySpace as how MySpace was with
Yeah.
8 friends and the music and how everybody's page was different and how you felt when you were taken out of your friends' top 8 and how that affects you as a 13-year-old. And, instant messenger with AIM and how that's how we used to communicate with each other and like the misspellings. It has all the little details that you need to have, like people misspelling stuff and or you're typing out something you want to say and you're like, I don't want to say that. And that miscommunication that happens and then you
Hmm.
don't talk about it in person. And just certain things that guys don't get to talk about. Like, hey, if a girl comes onto you and you're not comfortable about it, can you say no? Um, those type of conversations and just the family dynamics, having the grandma who's very judgmental, your mom who's by herself doing the best that she can, the sister who's older and ribs at you all the time but doesn't realize it's actually annoying you, and then that relationship and how that works. It just tackles so many different things, but it does it in a fun way, right? Like the movie is fun, it's funny. I laughed out loud a couple times in the theater. I cringed like in a really good way a couple times in the theater. And the movie doesn't have all the answers. Like it's a slice of life. It's that summer between him graduating middle school and starting high school, and all those things that transition between there. And I think all the performances were phenomenal. The main kid, who I think his name is Isaac, did a great job, and the mom Jo Chen has a monologue that almost made me cry. I think it was a great movie that everyone should check out if you love coming of age stories, and especially ones that put you into the position of someone that you like. I'm not Taiwanese, so there's a lot of cultural aspects that
Yeah.
I got to learn about, but they did ground it in a way in different situations that everyone goes through.
I
Um,
love movies like that. I love watching movies
oh,
of
you're
other
gonna love
people's
this movie when you
cultures
see it,
where I
man.
just get to go for a ride, man.
Yeah, it was so good, and everything felt grounded and real. And me, who I was 18 in 2008, but I remember all those aspects that he went through. Yeah, he was
Hmm.
13, but I remember going through all the MySpace to Facebook transition. They even do that. Like when you're sitting on
Really?
MySpace, and then like somebody's like, "Oh no, what you doing on MySpace? Get on Facebook," and it's just like, "Whoa, what?" And the skate culture and everything, it was just so good. It has all the tropey aspects of coming of age story. The fight with your friends when you go to the
Hmm.
party with older kids you shouldn't be going with, the you trying to get with a girl, but the way they tackle it and the way the movie's position it in the story is very different. It doesn't feel like it just flows like how those movies always flow, where you're like, okay, this is where this is going to be going now, you know.
Yeah.
So
I'm
I highly recommend this film.
I'm literally looking up tickets for it right now. See if
Ah,
I
I
can
love
see it tomorrow.
it. Yeah. Dee Dee is amazing. It's another movie that's limited release and hard to see. But for me, this is a full price film if you are someone that is not like full, like I gotta see an action movie all the time,
Hmm.
kind of movie. I'm going to put it below Strange. To me, it's above Strange Darling, but I'm gonna put it below only because I think just because it's both our list, and I think you might like Strange Darling more than Dee Dee. But we'll
Okay,
see.
that's fair.
Um, but yeah, still, I think it's worth the full price. You won't be upset. You're gonna have a good time, I think.
Nice.
Let's see what.
I'm looking up the synopsis for our next one, and I got it.
Perfect. Let's see what people have to say. Island. Oh, Perk Minus says Strange Darling's a banger. Nice.
It was
Tennis Reaper Cinema says, "Oh man, we got the powerhouses in the house. How are both of you doing today? How's your weekend?
great, man. How are you doing, Tennis Reaper?
How are you doing,
Hope
man?
you
I appreciate you
hope you're
jumping in
having a
live.
great weekend.
Yeah. How's the movie watching versus going on between you two? The movie. Oh, how many movies have you seen this year?
70. So my letterbox says 74, but I'm pretty sure I saw 75. Please stop doing this. I'm not talking.
What did you miss something? You didn't put it on your list?
I feel like I have because I know for a fact. I'm sorry. I'll talk to you about it later. But yeah, I feel like there's something I didn't put on, but as of right now, officially, it's 74.
Okay, I'm at 77, so I'm three above him.
How dare you?
He just caught up to me too. That's what was funny. It was like we were both at 74,
Yeah, we were. That's right.
and then things happen. I'll be watching movies.
Yeah.
In Superman 2, Zod and his crew conquered the world so fast and easy he was bored. So when he found the son of Jor-El, he was ready for the smoke, interested again. That is very true. That is very true. Thanos, he did his job, was bored, living a farm life.
Yep. Season is
Joker, when Joker wins, remember he like becomes docile and just doesn't do
Mm-hmm.
things.
He's
Like,
like, why do I?
what
Where's
am I
Batman?
working for? Yeah.
Yeah.
Love all the great movies with female leads that are challenging old tropes. Yeah. Oh man, I really want to hear your opinion on this because you're very particular about things. This is like one thing that sets you off, and you will ruin the movie for you. So I'll be very interested to see how you feel about what happens in here.
Yeah. I would love to hear. I would love to hear your thoughts on this film.
When Scar won, he was
Strange
bored all
Darling.
the time. That's true. When
He
Scar
was,
won, he was
man.
bored.
Acting like a beach.
You fell and hurt yourself today. I hope you're okay, Collective
Yeah,
Movie Man.
man. I hope you're all right, dude.
He said Giovanni's a real like Gunther. Oh, did you guys enjoy
Uh,
Beverly Hills Cop Axel F? I haven't seen it yet. You
I
have.
did. I actually did. Also, I wasn't booing whoever that comment
Yeah.
was.
Yeah.
It's just I found Dee Dee, but it's playing in Cherry Hill, New Jersey, and I would have to
Jesus.
drive across the bridge to go see it. And yeah,
That's a lot. That's a lot.
yes, a
So it's not playing Philly at all?
lot. No, not tomorrow.
Damn.
Not for AMC. It looks like it's only playing in Cherry Hill. I might have to make that trek.
That's crazy. He said no Diddy. The Crow to me is not theater worthy or streaming worthy. Yeah, that's why we put it at skip.
Yep, I agree.
Diddy was heartbreaking and heartwarming. It really touched the soul. Love it, perfect. I got to check out
Excellent.
your review for that and Strange Darling.
How long is Didi? Oh, an hour and a half? That's not bad.
Yeah, not bad at all. Both Strange Darling and Diddy are very short. Love it.
They are. They are, yeah.
You guys have an awesome night. I'll definitely be in the live chat on Wednesday, Zach. Appreciate that.
Your live chat
No,
is
you mean
on
Kenny.
Tuesday.
Because that's Kenny's stream.
Yeah. Am I back from being off? I don't know.
Oh, yeah.
We'll see.
Because you took August off. It's September now.
Yeah.
Phase 5 from MySpace to T-Mobile was a different era. Some wasn't built for miss those days. Oh yeah, I forgot you could have your Phase 5 on T-Mobile.
Phase 5. Yep.
Hello. That's the ones that you get the free calls to.
Yeah, you got to call before 9 p.m.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I was privileged back in the day. My free call started at 7 p.m.
Ooh.
You know what I'm saying?
What was Didi rated? Let me see. Rating. It is rated. They're telling me the ratings like. It's rated R, but it's for crude language. It's crude and lewd language. It's just the language. They curse. That's all.
I'm surprised by that.
Yeah, so it's just rated R for because it curses and stuff like that. But there's no nudity or anything like that.
Okay.
Alan Carefield, what's up? Welcome to the live stream. Haven't seen you before.
Hey, Alan, how's it going, man? Welcome.
He says, saw Alien last night. Walked out 30 minutes in. C grade, no plot. Scenes so drawn out. As with Deadpool. Wow.
Hey, man. Okay. I appreciate your opinions on the film, man. Yeah. You don't have to see film the exact same way we do. That's the beauty of
Yeah. Tennis said 30 minutes in. Well, damn. The show commercial and preview like 30 minutes before the movie. I'm pretty sure he means 30 minutes into the movie, not the
Yo, let me tell you something. My movie says 7 o'clock start. That joint don't start till 7:28, 7:30.
That's a fact.
It's crazy how many trailers and stuff like that.
Only indie movies, like Strange Darling trailers, wasn't that long.
Yeah.
I think indie movies have a little less.
I think Strange Darling was like 20 minutes of trailers.
Yeah, it's like usually 15 to 20, which is still too long.
Yes.
That girl coming onto a guy that's not interested can be deep. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Diddy is my number 2 of the year. I love it.
Nice. Hey, buddy.
Tennis. It was a D grade compared to Prometheus. That's interesting because you haven't seen the whole movie. How can you compare them? Came to school the next day and she got your name sounding different. Sometimes not at all, but it happens. Hey, that's kind of something that happens in the movie itself too. 83 for me.
Nice.
Never seen a Beverly Cop film? Really?
That is something that should change.
Yeah, definitely. At least the first one is so good.
Today.
Yeah.
No,
what is your guys' favorite anime movie?
Anime movie?
It's hard.
Oh man.
You asked me a hard question.
Anime movie.
Anime movies.
That's difficult.
That is difficult. Because I'm like thinking about why do I have Garfield when I type anime movies? How dare y'all? I'm thinking about like Studio Ghibli. And like
that's exactly where I was saying too. Yeah.
Yeah. But then like Dragon Ball movies come up.
Mm-hmm.
Dragon Ball Super Brawly was absolutely insane.
That was a good one.
Akira. Akira is one of my favorite movies of all time. So Akira.
Okay. You know, I just saw Ghost in the Shell the other day, actually.
We're going to be talking about that.
Yeah. Actually, I said the other day. It was yesterday. Let's see. Man, I don't know. I feel like I'm going to say something and then I'm going to realize something later on.
You always can take it back.
I don't know if this counts. It should count. I'm going to say Pokemon the movie.
Hey, classic.
With Mew and Mewtwo.
Yeah. Shit made me cry.
Brother, my brother, tell me what we fighting for. When Pikachu was trying to wake up Ash because he was like Chew,
Tears,
Chew. He was trying to wake up Ash
tears.
because he's turned into a stone. Yo, and then when the other Pikachu was smacking Pikachu and he wouldn't fight back, I was in tears. I'm like, wait, I was a youngling, right?
Yeah,
So I'm like, why are they doing this to me? I'm a child. I came here to see cool battles and
facts.
explosions.
Not feel emotions. What y'all
Right.
doing?
I thought Ash was
I think
dead
I
for
was
real.
10 when that movie came out.
Yeah. I oh my god, I was so mad. Did you get the Mewtwo card? Did you get the Mew card?
The mute, yes, the gold one.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I
I
got it.
didn't get it.
Let's see. Favorite anime: Riley Huey, Uncle Ruckus for the win. Boondocks did have some anime vibes.
Yeah, anime style for sure.
Is it Halloween season yet? Not yet, but it feels like it with all these damn horror movies coming out this month.
Correct. My nigga
Movie might be
Totoro was
Spider
also a really good one.
Verse, TMT 09 dope, but some might not count it. Yeah, Spider Verse and TMT are not animes.
Nah. Mm.
Those are not animes. Kenny should start a music channel. Facts.
No, I mean, I don't have the voice for that, but I appreciate your confidence in me.
Perp Minus said Jujutsu Kaisen Zero is his favorite anime movie.
Nice. I actually saw that this year as well. It's really
Oh,
good.
nice. Nice. I need to watch the anime. I heard good things about it. Hey,
Hmm.
did homie Brock? Hey, they did homie Brock dirty. Just saying, facts.
Yeah, they did. Deadbeat ass
Watched
did.
the killer and it was horrible. I've been hearing mixed stuff about that.
Oh yeah, the one
John Woo
on
joint,
is that Peacock? I think it's one.
or maybe Paramount. It's one of them.
Yeah,
All right, let's get into the next film. You said you had the synopsis up. What is it?
I
It's going
do.
my head. Oh yeah, Trap. Okay.
Yeah, so trapped in the closet. So a man and his teenage daughter realize they're at the center. That's not true. A man and his teenage daughter realize they're at the center of a dark and sinister event while watching a concert. That synopsis is incorrect because
It's
the daughter
very
don't
incorrect.
know anything. The daughter
And
don't know
also,
anything.
they make it sound like they're they're innocent.
Right. Yeah.
What's going on here? Talk to me about Trap, Kenny.
I enjoyed Trap. Okay. I'm one of the few people, I don't even know if few is correct. I feel like it's a 50-50 thing. I enjoyed Trap. I really thought that it did a really good job of keeping me engaged in the film for the majority of it. I think that, what is it? The Hartnett? Is it David Hartnett or John Hartnett?
John.
Uh, John Hartnett was phenomenal in this film. I thought he gave a great performance. I did really like how evil and conniving he did seem to be throughout the entire film.
Yeah.
I like the theme of the film, the trapness I it. I
Yeah.
also thought that Lady Raven, who's M Night Shyamalan's daughter, was really put on a really good concert. That was a
Yeah.
dope concert that they
That
were
girl can
at.
sing.
Yeah, I thought that the film um, was really entertaining. I'm being very vague because honestly, it's been like a month since I've seen it.
Yeah.
But I will say this: what I do remember, that third act was on some bullshit. That third act was crazy,
It
and
was
I actually
bananas.
did enjoy the third act. But even I can recognize this is nonsense.
Yeah, y'all
This
was pushing it. Y'all was pushing it.
yeah, this is straight up. When Lady Raven's like, "It's my movie now," I'm like, "Man, what we doing? What we
That's a
doing?"
good way to. It was like a shift. I was like, whoa,
Yeah,
okay, this is what we doing now.
yeah. I think one of the things that I mentioned in my review, and then I remember it, is it was dope because it actually had me rooting for the bad guy. Like I
Hmm.
was in a position where I was like almost like a horror movie in a sense, where you're telling the person, "Don't go down that way, don't go down that door, move, get out of this way, like don't do that." I was in the position for the butcher, who's the main character here. I was like, "Yo, no, don't go down. Why would you go under the stadium steps and take your daughter? Like, why would that be a good idea?" And I'm glad she was like, "I'm trying to watch this concert. And I'm also glad that they enjoyed that not enjoyed that they mentioned that when she was like, "You keep leaving. Like, are you here to enjoy this concert with
And
me
she
or not?"
also kept like, "Are you good? Like,
Yeah, it's like,
are you everything okay?"
mhm. Yeah. So I will say this: it's been a month since it came out. It's not a spoiler, a major spoiler. I want to tell you guys if a bottle of oil falls into a fry a vat of hot oil, don't stand in front of it and try to examine like, is this really happening? Move. I could say the same thing for Alien. If you see a cocoon hanging off the wall, don't stand in front of it.
Yeah,
Just don't. Like, that's not a good
just
idea.
move. Keep it
So
pushing.
move. You know what I mean?
Especially an
So
alien, because you have a pregnant person to protect. What are you doing?
exactly. What are you doing?
That
Also,
death was nuts. I ain't gonna lie.
yeah. Oh my god, this is one of the best acid deaths I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Um, maybe one of the only ones. But yeah. So yeah, I enjoyed Trap. I thought it was a fun film, very flawed, especially in that third act. But overall, had a good time. Had a good time. Won't be the best movie. Won't be anywhere near one of the best movies I see this year. But it entertained me for an hour and a half or however long it was.
Yeah, I love trap. I am a defender of the trapness. I got into a whole argument with my sister because she went to go see
Mhm.
it with my niece, and she's like, "It's not realistic." I'm like, "So
None of this
what?
stuff is.
It's M
Yeah.
Night Shyamalan, Malam, 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 Malam. When does he do realistic movies?"
Right.
And also, everything sometimes things are too realistic. It's like
Yep.
they, and the thing is, they didn't establish any rules that they broke. They didn't. It
Hmm.
just was a wild ass movie,
Yeah.
and even all the wildness that was happening, it wasn't too far fetched. Like it was pushing it a little bit, but I
Now
don't think it
there's
ever.
one. There's one. The limo when
Nah, come on.
he
That's
just leaves.
a major
He leaves the
clue.
boxes and the helmet in the limo, and I'm like, how the
Yeah,
fuck did you get out of that limo?
he
How
opened
did you
the
get out?
door where the crowd was and went into the crowd. Come on,
Come on.
that's very. It's possible.
He turned into the Hulk at the end of the movie too, somehow. But
Yeah,
yeah,
I think this movie might be in the universe of Split and
I think so too.
Glass. And all that.
Yeah.
But yeah, the movie is just really fun. This is the year of the serial killer, I gotta say.
Hmm.
We got this movie. We have what am I looking at? You'll Never Find Me, Trap, Strange Darling. We
Yep.
got what else? What else? What else? Long Legs. We got
Long legs. Yeah.
Violent Nature. We have
Hmm.
a bunch of other stuff. I'm mixing something. Oh, Maxine. We have a bunch of like
Yeah.
serial killer films this year that all been decent to great. And I've
Hmm.
had so much fun with Trap. Like I had so much fun with Josh Hartnett's amazing performance.
He was
I
great.
love how hokey the film felt sometimes. It was in on the joke. It wasn't like M. Night Shyamalan didn't realize this was a stupid idea.
Hmm.
He knew, and I just like how this just to see like Violent Nature talking about being from the perspective of um the serial killer, and it
Yep.
was this movie really was from this perspective of a serial killer
Yeah.
and what he does when everything is closing in on them
Hmm.
while also trying to protect the daughter. And yeah, it built tension really well. My favorite moment of the movie is when he felt like he had no other choice in that room. That when he got into the room with Lady Raven, I was
Yeah.
like, "Oh, they did that!
When
I'm
he
here."
just drops the situation, I was like, that's actually really smart.
Really, really smart. And
Yeah.
but then the way, like you said, when it becomes the Lady Raven movie, how she flipped it, yeah, I love the
Hmm.
movie. I want to rewatch it. It's so fun.
It is
Um,
fun. It's a
it
lot of
has
fun.
flaws, like I
Yeah.
said, it's weird, wild stuff is happening at the end, but I think that's what makes it so entertaining. I didn't have a problem because the movie wasn't taking itself if the movie was taking itself seriously, like versus like something like Maxine, right? I feel like Maxine
Hmm.
took itself very seriously and it went nuts in the third act in a way I didn't like. And
It
I
went
felt like
Scooby Doo.
Scooby Doo, but I feel
Yeah.
like Trap was silly from the beginning.
Hmm.
So when it just got sillier, I was like, oh, well, the movie told me it was silly.
Yeah.
So yeah, this is a movie that's high up on my list of one of my favorite movies of the year. I highly enjoyed it. I highly recommend it. I will say personally, just because I want to stray y'all away, it to me is a matinee because of how crazy it gets.
I would agree with that. I think it's a no,
Um,
man.
yeah, because I think obviously you can rent it now, but I don't think it's a movie that's just of stream quality. I think it's better than a streaming movie.
You can rent it already.
Yeah, Borderlands and Trap came out today
Oh
or
wow.
Friday or something like that. Yeah,
Oh, I'm tripping.
what happened?
I got Trap in front of Late Night with the Devil.
I think I have. I think I have that. I think I have Trap in front of that too. I thought Late Night Devil was great, but yeah, I have a couple movies over Late Night Devil. It was a
Oh,
great film.
I have 20 movies in front of Late Night with the Devil, even though I enjoyed it.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah. Late Night Devil was 23. So
yeah, 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 yeah.
yeah.
Um,
Well, let's we rank that. Let's talk about the next film. This is a film that only you saw. I'm gonna put up the synopsis. Wait, who read the
what
synopsis last time?
movie?
Was that me or you?
Okay, what
Did
you
I
say?
read the synopsis or you read the synopsis?
I read the last one.
Oh yeah, you did. Because the synopsis was actually wrong.
Yes, yeah.
They were wilding with that. When tech billionaire Slater King meets cocktail waitress Frida at a fundraising gala, he invites her to join him and his friends for a dream vacation on his private island. Wild nights soon blend into sun-soaked days, but when strange things start to happen, Frida must uncover the truth if she hopes to make it out alive. And I just want to point
Hmm.
out, it's directed by Zoe Kravitz, her directorial debut.
And it's a pretty impressive debut. One way I can describe, if I can describe this movie in one word,
Yeah.
drugs. There was a lot of drugs going on, and a lot of people on them things. But no, it was a really interesting film. I had a good time with it. I thought that it kind of lingered a little bit too much on the mystery aspect of it and didn't kind
Mm.
of bring it home, like, or not bring it home, but didn't kind of like just get into like the central
The
conflict,
resolution.
like
Okay.
not even a resolution, like get into the central conflict quick enough. But I did have a really fun time with it. I thought the performances by the main actress and Channing Tatum were great. Blank
Naomi Aki is the main actress.
Naomi Ackie was phenomenal in this film.
Mhm.
She carried the movie for the most part. Channing Tatum was great too, and so was her best friend, woman who plays her best friend in the film as well.
Aaliyah the
But yeah,
Shaw. Yeah.
yeah, she was really good. She brought a lot of spunk and a lot of really like grounded like best friend role to the movie. But Naomi carried this movie. She was phenomenal. I really like. I need to see it again because I feel like it'll be better on the second watch.
Mm,
Not that it's bad on this watch at all, like because it's a good movie. It's a really good movie. But yeah, I can't get into too much of it without like spoiling it actually,
yeah.
because there is a central mystery to it. But yeah, it's in a lot of ways, in some ways, I don't want to say a lot of ways, it has a Jordan Peele feelness to it.
About that too.
Where
About
there's a
that.
lot of things laid out throughout the film where you can look and see like there's something wrong over there, something wrong with over there. These people are wearing these outfits. That means something. These people are saying these particular words. There's something there. Like it's a lot of it is like you feeling out the situation, but it's also still really fun too. So yeah, highly recommend this film. Zoe Kravitz did a phenomenal job directing
Okay.
of this movie, and yeah, I think she really did a good job of putting her own stamp on it. And I'm looking forward to the next Zoe Kravitz film for sure.
Wow. Okay. That's good. I was going to ask you, what do you feel
Mhm.
like? Did she do a good enough job for you to feel like you're
Oh
excited
yeah,
for her next
oh yeah.
project?
I want to see the next
Yeah.
thing. Yeah, I want to see the next thing she does. She did a really good job of presenting these characters. All of the characters felt different and unique. None
Mm,
of them felt like bland or anything like that. All of them had
that's
like
good.
their own, you could tell all of them had like their own interesting story. They had their own interesting hooks and relationships with one another. So yeah, I thought that, and the mystery and kind of like plot twist that happened throughout it. I'm like, this is good. This is really good. So yeah,
Yeah.
highly recommend. Highly recommend.
I see a lot of people comparing it to Get Out and Don't Worry, Darling, especially like Don't Worry, Darling. Would you agree
I
that it has similarities?
I have to Google "Don't Worry, Darling" to see if I've ever seen that movie. Don't
Okay.
worry, darling. I've never seen this movie,
Okay. Okay.
but I do know the controversy surrounding it. Funnily enough,
Yeah.
but I've
I think
never actually
everyone
seen.
knows that.
I think like I just didn't see the movie because of all the controversies. I was like, I'm tired of hearing about this movie.
Yeah.
But yeah, but no, it definitely has some Get Outness ish to it. I don't want to just call it's not a Get Out clone by any
Okay.
stretch, but it does have whose mom whose dog is texting me right now.
What?
Like I'm hearing a bunch of like Discord noises. Um, but yeah, because I thought I muted this whole thing. I did. Okay, so let me mute this.
Oh,
Let
I
me
put.
just.
Did you like? I put a poll up. Said, did you like Trap? 69%
Mhm.
of people said that they didn't see it. Damn.
Oh, okay,
Did
that's fair.
you like Blink Twice? I meant to do this for every movie, and I did not do it.
Mhm.
Not seen. Yes. No. Star poll. Okay. In terms of ranking, where would you rank Blink Twice?
Full price.
Wow. Okay. I really want to see this now.
Hmm.
I probably.
Yeah,
I'll leave it
that's up
there.
to you. Yeah, I would leave it there because I think that Strange Darling is much better, but
Yeah.
I do think Blink Twice is really good.
And you think Blink
Uh,
Twice is better than Trap?
yeah,
Oh, okay.
yeah. Hmm.
Damn. Okay, I'm gonna have to see that then because I think
Yep.
Trap is great. So
Hmm.
let's see what the comments say, and then we'll get to the next film. And you can
We
play.
do have some comments from some folk. Is that what you just said? And I just repeated what you said.
That's
I'm,
fine.
s- I'm sorry.
Was not a fan of Trap whatsoever. That's fair.
Mm-hmm.
I know a lot of people that did not like that movie, including my sister. But
Mm-hmm.
my niece loved it. I was like, you know what? Me and my niece are very similar in a lot of ways. So I was like, I knew you're gonna like this.
So you got to
Um,
find that kindred.
yeah, man. I introduced
Hmm.
the anime and she just took off.
Oh, nice! Look
Yeah,
at
her
you,
first
Uncle
anime
Zach.
was Hunter x Hunter.
My wife loves Hunter x Hunter.
So
It's her
good.
favorite anime. She's watched it 6 times,
It's
front
my
to back.
second favorite anime, and I watched it
Yeah,
3 times. And I don't
yeah.
rewatch stuff. That's how you know.
And that's her thing. She doesn't rewatch stuff either, but she will watch it. And she even found the I think the 1999 version, or no, I
Yeah,
think one of the two. But yeah, she loves that anime a
there was like
lot.
an 80s or 90s version, but I watched the
Mhm.
more updated one because the animation looks better.
Yeah.
Trap looks good. I don't trust people with M Night Shaman. I
Mhm.
like Old a lot, and I thought Glass was meh, but people had it the other way around. Also thought Doctor Cabin was really good. I haven't seen a lot of his films.
Oh, really?
No, I've
So I
seen
will say
I've seen this and
I
Not Gonna Count.
I did not enjoy A Knock at the Cabin. It had
Okay.
nothing to do with the actors involved. Had everything to do with the plot and it just being very plain, like paint by numbers. Glass, I fudging hates Glass
Damn.
because of how great Split is.
Mm.
And they just fumbled Glass. It was awful. Yeah. So, but I feel like I like half of his films and half of his films I don't like. So,
Okay.
yeah,
That's not a bad average because there's some people I don't
yeah,
like anyway.
yeah.
That man thought he's seen old Akameki Pfeiffer, Mackay Pfeiffer, and was having a hater relapse deep cut. Hmm? He's seen aka Mackay Pfeiffer? Does someone here not here like Mackay Pfeiffer? I don't know. Not sure what he means by that. I never understood the trope in movies or shows. I'm like, get out of the way, man. Oh, okay. He's talking about the whole like standing in front
Oh,
of the
standing in front
cartoon.
of I
Yeah,
don't
yeah. I don't get it either.
move. Yeah,
I love Knock at the Cabin, so I was really looking forward to Trap. It was 50-50 for me. It was a cool movie, but not great. That's fair.
totally
It's
fair.
Sullivan Brown for me. I love Trap, and I like Knock at the Cabin. I
One thing I
don't.
will say is Dave Bautista is phenomenal in A
Yeah,
Knock at the Cabin.
he's
He's
so good.
great in that movie.
So good.
Yeah.
Don't argue with Sister Zach, but she hating on Shaman. She just likes more. It's so funny because she likes more realistic stories, but she watches like Days of Our Lives. I'm like, man, that is not really. What are you talking about? Somebody died and came back to life 17 times and was cloned.
Yeah,
Come on.
I was just about to say that. Niggas be getting shot and resurrected in Days of Our Lives.
Facts. Trap long legs Hollywood titles in 2024. What's wrong with that? There's some plain ass titles in the 80s, 90s, and 2000s. Scooby Doo this shit up. Yeah, Doctor Strange is right. That's what they did. Butts Unplugged. What's up, man?
Yeah,
From the
with the
UK.
OG Blade.
2 o'clock in the morning for him. He always come here mad early. Trev movies. You guys can say Borderlands and The Crow are the worst movies of the month all you want, but you didn't see Ryan's World, the movie, Titan Universe Adventure. Sounds like a movie I wouldn't.
Sure have not seen that. I'm gonna do my Googles right now. Ryan's World, the movie.
Yeah.
Okay.
Zach, just say it's a Black Friday buy. Physical media forever. What movie? What movie were you talking about? Because I don't know. Really enjoyed it. Agree it's an impressive debut. Hey, Kiara likes a movie. That's strong because she be hating stuff. Love
That's
the concept.
not fair. Even though it's true.
Love the concept. Performances were great and had an unexpected twist. Nice. Would you say the twist was unexpected?
Yes, very much so. The ending was completely unexpected. I did not see that coming.
Wow. It's the first movie I've seen in theaters with a trigger warning. Oh, really?
That's true. There were like, hey, oh, you know what? The exact thing we were talking about with,
It ends with us.
yeah, it ends with us. They actually did for this film where they were like, hey, there's some sexual content in this. There's some violence in this, sexual violence in this. Y'all niggas need to watch out. Well, that's not what the announcement actually said, but that's
Yeah.
basically what they said.
That's
Yeah.
good because we were talking about how more movies need to do that.
Yeah.
You know?
I find it weird people who are like fight against it. I know we had this conversation 2 weeks ago, so I won't belabor it. It's like, why do people need warnings? People need to toughen up. Nigga, shut up.
Facts.
Shut up.
That's nigga. Shut up. That's the. That's exactly what I would say. The music was really good. Was the music?
Agreed.
The music was really good too. Damn. Okay.
Yeah.
I saw an interview with her where they were talking about like sound was really important. And her the sound design was pretty good too.
Very much so.
I gotta see this movie. I'm kind of sad that I didn't get a chance to see it now.
Yeah.
Not super keen on the ending, but overall great film, suspenseful. Okay.
Yeah. I'm going to agree with that because the ending, they just kind of like
Okay.
do something. No, it's not even just end. They just like, and this happened. It was like, oh, okay, and then it ends. Yeah.
Gotcha. And when shit hits the fan, it hits it. Okay, that's good.
Very much so. Yep. Remember we watched Incredibles last night, and the plane got shot with a missile, and shit just turned up from there. There's a point in this movie which is a very weird comparisons. There's a point in this movie where something like that happens, and it just turns up.
Just go crazy.
Yeah.
I can see some similarities between Blink Twice and Don't Worry, Darling. More so an overall theme. They have more separating them. I enjoy both. Okay. I am one of the few people that enjoy Don't Worry, Darling. I actually like that movie. But that's good to hear. I see someone watch Wolverine Origins. I heard that was bad. We'll talk about it.
We'll talk about it.
All I want to know, did Nicki Minaj perform I Be's a Trap in the Trap movie? No. This was not. Not good.
There was a weird thing with Kid Cudi yelling at people about almond milk, but
so random. He's like, yo, Kid Cudi, you want to be in this movie? What am I doing? Yelling at people about almond milk? Sign me up. I get to wear a wig? Sign me up.
Yep.
Pfeiffer and Harnett had a movie called Oh, and Joshi is Nasty in that movie. Oh, yeah, that's a way throwback. I didn't even know about that. Went to the box office meaning to see Blink twice and came out seeing Strange Darling instead. Was actually really good. Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Because I know Jack Movie Guy's also very particular about what he sees. So I'm glad he enjoyed it.
I'm glad you enjoyed that because I love that movie.
I love the live stream, Zach and Kenny. Appreciate you.
Well, thank you, Sean. Thank you very much.
When do you consider it Halloween season? Isn't October?
October 1st.
Yeah,
Yeah.
October. Trap was a movie I was talking about for Black Friday. Oh yeah. Get that on Black Friday sale. That's a solid buy.
Mm-hmm.
He said, "Yo, did he try to call Kiara a low key hater? Nah, not a hater. She just don't be liking certain stuff." Love Wolverine Origins. Yeah, I said it. Hey, that's fair, Kal-El. You like bad movies.
Damn. It is a bad
All
movie.
right, let's get into the next ranking. Or actually, I don't need to do that. What's the name of the movie? Oh yeah, Borderlands. Oh god. Okay.
Woo! Borderlands.
Yeah,
Synopsis.
read the synopsis.
Returning to her home planet, Pandora, an infamous bounty hunter forms an unexpected alliance with a ragtag team of misfits. Together, they battle aliens, monsters, and dangerous bandits to uncover one of Pandora's most explosive secrets. Yeah. Um,
What was that accent?
I don't know. But yeah, so this movie is awful. And you guys don't need me to tell you that. But so here's the issue with this film. There's nothing interesting that happens. I stood or sat rather there with the stone face. Sir, how much noise do you want to make, Bruno? Sorry, my dog is just doing everything. Um, I stood there with the stone face, literally watching a movie like this.
Damn.
Okay. Oh, is that what that was? Uh, all right. What time does Cuckoo start? So because I did a double feature with Cuckoo that day. Um, but yeah,
Yo.
man. The film, it's like I said, it's boring. It's bland. It felt like very similar to what we were talking about The Crow. That everybody was in cosplay. Nothing felt real. At one point, so Ariana Greenblatt, she's in the film as well. Who I like as a performer. She's done really great work throughout her very young career.
Yeah.
But it felt like it relied on that old trope. Oh, a girl is cursing and she's being vulgar. How cool and edgy is that, guys?
Yeah.
Right? Gonna make
It's
it
like 10
rain
years too late on that.
with your body parts. It's like, man, cease and desist, right?
Cease
Um,
and desist.
and then Kevin Hart is not even. It's Kevin Hart's too serious in this movie, which is really interesting. And I think me and you disagree on this point um, from the reviews and even our discussion. But uh, I thought Jack Black was just not funny in this film. I thought he was
Mm.
abysmal. And I don't think it was his fault because I really liked Jack Black, but they gave him nothing to do. And then at some point towards the end of the movie, oh, the Kate Blanchett thing too. In the trailers, in the promotions, none of it is telling me that Kate Blanchett is the main character of this film. And you get to
Yeah.
the film, and it's
No.
like she is the main character, which I have no issue with Kate Blanchett being the main character. Kate Blanchett is amazing. She's a vet. She's top five dead or alive in some way, shape, or form. So like she's really good, right? But
Yeah.
I found it surprising that she was the main character because it was never touted that way. They mainly propped
She
up
was a
Ariana
star lord.
Grande. Yeah,
Yeah.
and then there's one particular thing I hate about the dialogue in this film, which is the things about like, oh, I'm the special one. No, you're the special one. No, you're the special one. Am I the special one? And it was like, okay, who is who's the special one? And the thing was, it was so obvious who the special one was that all the conversation about who the special one was just it just got annoying. Right? They tried to trick you, but it wasn't. You can't trick. Yeah, I mean you can't suck a can of oil. You know what I'm saying? So
It wasn't written well enough to do that.
it wasn't written well enough, and then the Phoenix Force like happens at the very end, and I was just like, all right, what we doing?
First thing I thought about too. I was like, what?
And the funny thing is, I was literally reading Avengers versus X Men during the time around the time where I watched the movie, and it was like, oh, the Phoenix Force is here. So yeah, those are my thoughts. Yeah, not much.
So I like this movie a little bit more than Kenny did. Um, as a Borderlands fan, it's not a good Borderlands movie. The aspects of Borderlands that Borderlands fans like is sparse. If you are a Borderlands fan, you know that you fight a lot of alien animals a lot in this, and specifically these alien dogs that are everywhere. And the movie opens up by showing you one of them, and then you never see another one ever again. So it was like, hey guys, we animated one, but we ain't gonna fight it, and you never gonna see it again. We didn't even say what the name of it was.
That's crazy.
Um,
So they
and
pulled a Goomba. They did the Goomba thing with remember the Mario movie from the '90s where they made Goombas like tall dudes in trench coats?
yeah,
Very
yeah,
strange.
pretty much. And then it was
Oh,
just like you never see the dog again. And like they had locations from the game, but they didn't really explore it. So from a game aspect, like if you're a fan of the game, it's not just like the from the Crow aspect. It's not a good adaptation of the comic. This is not a good adaptation of the game because emotion and like a plot line is not what Borderlands is about. Like there is a plot, but you're there for the fun. You're there for the GTA-ness, the cool guns, the colorful cast of characters. They didn't even use the most popular characters from the game in this, which was weird.
really?
Yeah, like these cast of characters that they had here are not the most popular characters in the game. Even like the big brute dude,
Mm-hmm.
he's not supposed to be a good guy. Like there's nothing like that in the game. He's
Oh,
the
really?
Psycho is always someone you fight. So like there's a lot of weird choices creatively if you're adapting the game, right? But if you just remove if you a casual fan like Kenny who never
Mm-hmm.
played the game
Mm-hmm.
and you're just
Nope,
watching
never.
this for a movie, this is Guardians of the Galaxy Suicide Squad Light.
That
It's a
is.
mixture of it's a mixture of those two movies. And I'm not talking about the James Gunn one. I'm talking about the David Ayer, well, the butchered David Ayer one. And it's those two movies mixed together, but diet and they what they think Marvel movies sound and feel like is what they try to do here.
Yeah.
And it did a really bad job imitating it.
Yeah.
Saving graces for me was that I think the cast chemistry was really good. I think that Kate Blanchett was doing the best. I thought everyone was doing the best with what they had. I really like Tiny Tina. I really like Kate Blanchett as I forgot what the character name is right now. I really like Jack Black as Claptrap. Claptrap was the only accurate thing in the whole movie.
Really.
Because Claptrap is that annoying in the video game. And yeah, some of the action when they were fighting the cycles in the tunnel were cool. But the third act is one of the sloppiest put together things I've ever seen in a movie in my life. It was pretty horrendous how like they went from that same thing that I said that was pretty cool to kind of like going to a random spot and the thing that they've been looking for was just on the floor. It was just
Sure was.
yo, that blew my mind. Like I was like, what is it was just it was not good. People just started realizing they had powers that they didn't show that they had powers of throughout the movie. Um,
Zero hints.
Zero hints. I like Kevin Hart as a serious character. I thought he was good. He still was miscast as his character. It should have been
Terry Crews.
Terry Crews is right there, guys.
He ain't doing
Yeah,
nothing right.
he ain't doing shit.
I ain't
So
seen Terry Crews in the movie in a minute.
facts. He's in Killer's Game.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's right. I saw. Yeah.
Yeah. Jamie Lee Curtis was not. She was phoning it in.
Jamie
Out of
Lee
the main
Curtis
cast,
did not want to be there.
she was like, "Let me show off my titties, and I'm gonna phone it in." That was basically her job in this movie. She
That's
had like a
cool.
low cut thing, and just her cleavage was in every
Right,
shot.
right, right,
Like,
right, right,
I,
right.
she was like, "I'm hot for my age." Okay, calm down. Um, I was like, "What's going on here? Why are we showing so much cleavage for this old ass lady?" Yeah, the movie wasn't good. I
Mm-hmm.
wasn't offended by it, like Magical Negroes or like even like Madam Web,
Yeah,
but it's just not worth seeing in the theaters at all.
yeah. I'm sure I have it above some of those movies that you even just mentioned.
Yeah,
Even though I was bored by it. Like, where do I have it? It's 70 out of 74, so I have it above Crisis on Infinite Earths Part 1 and 2, Rebel Moon, and American Society of Magical Heroes.
It's 70 out of 77 for me. We have it like
Yeah.
at the same spot.
Yeah.
Um,
Honestly,
you want to move on?
no. It is. It is better than Rebel Moon because Rebel Moon was unbearable.
It was
Um,
Red Moon Part 2, the non-director's cut, because I haven't watched the director's cut yet, was so boring.
yeah,
So boring.
yeah.
Jesus Christ.
But at least
Um,
Borderlands was shorter.
yeah,
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 yeah.
that's the one saving grace.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not as much slow-mo. Can't believe I'm complaining about Zack Snyder slow-mo, but I am.
Woo!
Because it was egregious in that movie. But let's not go on a tangent on
Mm-hmm.
Rebel Moon.
Yeah.
Is this a skip or a stream?
This is a skip for me, man. You got better things to do with your life.
Yeah, that's true. There's other movies that we have on this list you could watch. For me, it's better than The Crow. Are you okay with putting it in front of The Crow?
I actually think The Crow's better. But it matters me not.
Okay, I'll win this one then.
Yeah.
Or the battlings of the skips. Which one are we going to skip harder?
We're not about to debate which one's more skippable.
Word. So the poll for the Borderlands was 71% of the people have not seen this movie. They were like, "Oh, we ain't gonna go see this shit." Yeah. So let's continue on because that shit was trash.
Mm-hmm.
I guess pull up the synopsis for the next film and let me go through these comments real quick.
What's the next film?
It is Cuckoo. Yeah.
Cuckoo.
Cuckoo. What he said? What did he say? Halloween. Trap was talking about.
Drizzy.
DDL Drizzy. So Kenny Kal-El said it's on site because he said he likes bad movies. He said, when I like Snyder flicks, he'll be with me though. Hate for real. Yeah, of course. I like Snyder flicks. TJ Billups said Borderlands is one of the best films of the year. I'm delusional. I knew that was a lie. You ripped that shit, asshole. I saw that review. Got a jet, fellas. I've got a live stream coming up at the bottom of the hour. We'll catch up on the rest of the live stream on replay. Appreciate you, man. Hope you have a good live stream.
Dragon movie guy.
Kevin Hart is not the best actor, but is not the worst either. The dude is funny. The dude is a funny guy. Yeah.
100%. I actually think Kevin Hart's a pretty good actor. A movie I would recommend to see that would be Fatherhood, which he's
great. Did a great job. And he has another movie where he helps a guy in a wheelchair. I forgot.
Heisenberg.
Yeah, that was good. Has Jack ever been funny? Yeah. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
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 Hey T, what's up? Greeting gents.
Yeah, what's up, T?
He said, "Wait, Jack Black was in it. That makes sense. Wait, hold up. We get some Jack Black slander.
Yeah, what's going on here? Okay, we're not gonna act like Jack Black ain't funny.
Yeah, he's funny. Top 5. Whoa.
Yeah, I was
kind of whoa when you said that. I was like, what? I didn't know you felt about Kate Blanchett like that.
Nah, I was like, what am I doing? Why am I saying this? I don't believe this.
Didn't see Borderlands, even though it was my number one anticipated movie for the summer. Ooh,
oh no,
that's rough. Watch the pitch meeting for Borderlands. It was more than enough. Yeah,
those pitch meeting videos are funny,
hilarious. I might watch Borderlands tonight. Good luck.
Hey,
I guarantee 30 years from now they'll remake it animated. Borderlands? Oh, that could actually be pretty good.
It would take 30 years to do that.
No, I think they'll get somebody. Hopefully, someone that cares about this franchise will give it a shot. One thing I'll say is that I won't give too much blame to Eli Roth because, like, he had to leave to go shoot Thanksgiving. It's crazy that Thanksgiving came out before this.
So I mentioned this in my review that Kate Blanchett was practicing her lines for Borderlands on the set of Tar, and Tar came out in 2022 and was Oscar nominated, and she was practicing for Borderlands on the set of Tar.
No, it's the other way around. She was practicing.
Oh wait. She was practicing for Tar on the set of Borderlands, and Tar came out before Borderlands.
Yes, and got nominated for an Oscar.
Yeah,
and the shit just came out.
Could
Crazy.
you imagine being an actor and being like, "Oh, that's right, that movie I filmed 2 years ago that
It's coming out.
absolutely sucks. It's coming out, and I'm obligated to do press for it."
Yeah, because they definitely were doing press for this. I was like, oof.
Hmm.
Which month of movies do you guys think is the strongest for movies? Oof, that's hard.
It's either June or July of this year.
These last couple months have been pretty strong.
Yeah.
For a TV show, how many episodes ideally would you guys like to see in a series? 12?
Yeah, I like the 10. I like the 10 to 12. I actually also really like the 8 episode 30 minute Jones. I'm kind of down with that too because I can
I
get
think
in and out.
yeah, I think it just depends on what it is. Like
Yeah.
some things need 32, some things need 4 or 6.
I'm sorry. Did you say 32?
I'm
What?
exaggerating.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm
I
exaggerating.
remember when those Luke Cage or those Netflix Marvel shows came out, and they were all somewhere around 12 episodes, I believe,
It's 13.
and 13. Yeah, and I remember Luke Cage having like at least 2 episodes where it's like we did not need this at all. I think actually each one of those series had like 2 episodes where I was like, could have cut this,
Yeah.
could have cut this, and just made it 10 episodes and called it a day.
Mhm.
But yeah,
How long ideally would you like a movie to go for? For a horror movie? Oh, horror movies need to be like an hour and 20 minutes, 30 minutes tops.
1,000% agree. Because it's like at some point you're like, all right, wrap this up. Y'all been
Yeah.
haunted by the ghost for like 45, 50 minutes.
Yeah.
Defeated in the last 20, and let's go home.
Even like the best ones, like what how long is Hereditary? Hereditary. How long is that movie? See, like Hereditary is one of the best horror movies I've ever seen. It's 2 hours and 7 minutes. That's long for a horror movie, but that's
It is.
also a drama. So like I was there for like the family dynamics too. And then I was like, oh yeah, I forgot this is supposed to be scary. Holy shit.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Um,
I'm looking at the thing from 1982. Trying to. The thing's an hour and 49 minutes.
that's a little longer than most horror films, but the thing is actually a great film.
Yeah.
It takes its time.
So yeah.
Just I think on average it should be about hour 20, hour 30, but there are exceptions.
Mm-hmm.
Submeter Review says LMAO at the Jack Black hate. I can take him or leave him myself. Wow.
That's fair. That's totally fair. I'm just like, what? Poe.
As long as the check clears, I do press for a bad movie. That's
Yeah.
what Dakota Johnson did for Madam Web.
I mean, honestly, I get that, but even so, if I did something 2 years ago, I don't want to talk about this right
Don't put that shit out. I'm a different person.
now. Yeah, right. 2 years is a long time.
Fact. What if I'm having mad momentum and then you just drop this turd in the middle of it and people are like, ooh.
I wasn't even on YouTube like more than a year ago.
Yeah.
I didn't know y'all niggas like I didn't meet y'all till like May of last year.
That is very true. I did not know your existence in April of
Any of
2023.
y'all. Any of these people who I have great relationships right now. I did not know y'all until May of last year. But yeah.
Funny. Love Luke Cage, so damn good. First season of Jessica Jones was crazy. I agree.
Yo, the first season of Jessica Jones is phenomenal. Everything after that is awful.
Speaking of horror run times, the runtime for Terrifier 3 is 2 hours and 5 minutes, and Terrifier 2 is okay. I'm gonna talk about this real quick because I know
Mhm.
you haven't seen them, right?
Mhm.
Terrifier is not for me, right? Like I did a watch along with Pert Minded, I think Lou Ponto, and a bunch of other people that love horror films, and they was like, you gotta check this out. You love horror movies. Terrifier is so great.
Mhm.
It's not for me. It's torture porn, and that's not what I don't that's not what I'm here for. There's no story. It's a little bit of war, but it's just not for me. Is the clown from Terrifier, I forgot what his name is right now. Is he one of the best slashers? Probably. He does his job really well. But just watching him like pick someone apart for 10 minutes.
10 minutes. Jesus
It was
Christ.
I'm probably exaggerating.
Okay.
It was probably like 2 minutes, but it felt
Mhm.
like 10 minutes for me.
Gotcha.
Yeah, Art the Clown. Yeah, it's not for me. The movies are well made. yeah, it's just not for me. Too,
Mhm.
and you said it was 2 hours and 30 minutes. It did feel long. I was like, okay, how much story do we have with him
Yeah.
just like murdering people for no reason?
Yo, a bad movie or a movie that you don't like or don't care about, it doesn't matter how long it is. It feels long.
Feels long as shit.
Yeah.
From the Smallville era. See, like Smallville's one of my favorite shows, probably top two favorite of all
Mhm.
time. I didn't mind any of those episodes.
Yeah.
I was just wanting to hang out with the characters. I didn't really care
Yeah.
about the plot.
I can agree with that. Like the first two seasons of Arrow, the first 2 to 2.5 seasons of Flash, like all those were like 20 something episodes, and I enjoyed it all the time. I think the difference is that they were week to week, so I didn't have to stream. I didn't have to binge all this stuff in 1 week, right?
Yeah,
You don't have to now. You can do whatever you want, but if you don't want things to be spoiled, you want to catch up with
yeah.
the zeitgeist and actually have these conversations that you want to have with your
Conversations.
friends, you
Yeah,
kind of have to. And I don't. Sometimes these 8 episode things, I'm like, I don't
it's too
like.
much. I thought.
Fallout. I'm sure
Yeah,
Fallout is great. I know people really like it. I just it's too long. It's an hour
yeah.
each episode. I got
Sometimes
stuff
more than
to
an
do.
hour.
Yeah, what I've really been enjoying recently is shows that I can watch while I'm doing the dishes or cleaning. Like My
Mm.
Adventures with Superman is phenomenal. It's actually a really good show, but I do not need to look at the screen for every millisecond of it. Right.
Yeah.
But and same thing with Batman Kid Crusader. I washed dishes and watched that entire season. Same thing with the Ninja Turtle show I'm watching now. Washing dishes today. Watched half the season. So yeah.
Yeah. Let's get into the next film. This is a film that
Hmm.
only you saw. That's
Hmm.
cool.
Cuckoo. So Cuckoo is So Cuckoo stars. Oh wait, I need to do a synopsis. 17-year-old Gretchen. 17-year-old Gretchen reluctant. 17-year-old Gretchen reluctantly leaves America to live with her father at a resort in the German Alps, plagued by strange noises and bloody visions. She soon discovers a shocking secret that concerns her own family.
Mhm.
So that's the synopsis of Gretchen's Magical Cuckoo. That's a synopsis of Cuckoo, and essentially the film is a very much, in a sense, M Night Shyamalan esque movie where there's a
Oh,
central mystery to it. There's some weirdness going on. The movie delves into what it means to be family. It also delves into like what your own purpose and where you are is, grief, how to move on, family dynamics, uh, human experimentation, all different kinds of stuff
wow.
that's going on in this film. And I thought the movie was okay. I
Mm,
thought it was all right. I didn't love the movie. I didn't hate it. Hunter Schafer was fun. She was great in this movie.
mm,
She put on a great performance, and if you've seen her in Euphoria, you know that she also, yep, thumbs up. You know that she also puts off a great performance in that as well. She brings that same gravitas here. And for the most part, I mean, I don't want to spend too much time on it because I know you haven't seen it. And also, I don't remember a lot of it because it was a month ago, which is actually this month. Or no, it's September, actually. So yeah, it was like a month ago, so I don't remember all of it.
exactly. It came out August 2nd, so almost exactly a
Oh,
month.
yeah. Yeah. So, but yeah, I did enjoy it. I would say for me, uh, it's a it's a matinee
Okay,
side.
that's fair.
Yeah.
That's fair. Matinee. Is it better than Trap?
No.
Okay.
Wait.
Ooh, that's two movies. Why is it taking two?
Uh. Uh. No.
Okay.
I had a better time with Trap.
All right.
Yeah.
There we go. Gotcha. Okay, so those are the ends of the movies that actually came out in August.
Hmm.
Those are all the movies me and Kenny saw in August. The rest of these films, well, this next section of these films are films that we caught up that came out in this year in 2024, but didn't come out in August, but we caught up to them because they hit streaming or we just finally saw it. Um, and some of them we both saw, some of them we didn't see. And the
Yeah.
first one I have the synopsis for already. Let me put the title up because it's not problem. I'm glad you got to see this film because
Yeah, same.
I fucking love
But
this film. I'm a lista. Let me read the synopsis because I feel like a lot of people don't know about this one.
hmm
This is from A24. Alejandro is an inspiring toy designer who's struggling to bring his unusual ideas to life in New York City as time on his work visa runs out. A job assisting an art world outcast becomes his only hope to stay in the country and realize his dream. I think that's a good synopsis.
It is. I think that's a great synopsis because that's just exactly what happens.
Yeah.
Let me tell you something right now. Tilda Swinton's character was the worst. I did not like. I can't. And she did like the character's well done, well acted. Tilda Swinton does a great job. I can't stand that woman. I cannot stand privileged people who just walk into some place and feel like their ailments or whatever the case may be entitles them to whatever. And I was just sitting here like, yo, dude, why are you taking like, but at the same time, we understand like he's on a situation where he loses a job and he's on
Mhm.
a work visa, or he needs to find someone to give him a work visa. And I'm gonna tell you something right now. The end of the movie, where or not the end of the movie, because I'm not gonna try to spoil it, but what happens when you think the thing isn't gonna happen, I was like, dog, no, he didn't just do all that for that.
For
Right?
nothing.
For
Yeah.
nothing. I was about to put my foot through the monitor. Um, but yeah, but this movie's great, man. I had a really fun time with it. The gentleman who plays uh, what is his
Julio
name?
Torres.
Julio Torres is phenomenal in this movie. Yeah, I love the toys that he actually did come up with because some of
Yeah,
them made zero sense, and other ones I was like, hmm, okay, I see it.
that's legit.
Uh, yeah. What did you think about it?
On top of being the star, he also directed and wrote this movie.
What?
Um, yeah, he directed this movie too.
I had
Um,
no idea.
yeah. First of all, the direction is great.
Yes.
It's very inventive. There's a scene. This movie is the perfect of like the explanation of when they talk about film, where it's like show don't tell, because there's
Indeed.
scenes where he's talking about kind of like the trap of losing your visa and trying to get your visa, and there's like a
Yep.
visual representation of how it's kind of like this maze, and it just opened my mind up to like the experience that people like this are going through, right?
hmm
And kind of they told him like, it would just be easier if you would just go into the tech sector. That's what people like you mostly do. Kind of like how like if you want to be in this country, you have to go there. You can't live out your dream.
Right.
He wants a specific niche thing, and he can't do that because he's not born here.
Very specific.
Very,
Very.
very, very, very specific. So
Yeah.
I was like, well, yeah, I was like, yeah, just go to something that's easier. But in my head, I'm like, but he wants to do this is what he wants to do. Like this is his passion.
hmm
So I understood that. And the movie was quirky and a lot of weird aspects to it that I really liked, but was tied into the plot. The way he walked always made me laugh. Kind of that it always looked like he
Yeah.
was
Oh,
going
yeah. It was like
downstairs.
it was like he was skipping a little bit.
Yeah. I was like, what is this going on? And he was just this sweet guy that was easy to root for going putting up with so much bull crap because he needed this so bad. And that's another a story, of people who are immigrants, the things that they have to go through and deal with and stomach and swallow just
Yeah.
because they need something to stay here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought this was a wonderful movie. I have a couple of nitpicks why I don't it's not like a 5 out of 5 for me.
hmm
Like certain aspects they introduced in the film that I feel like they didn't explore enough, or was kind of felt like, why was it there?
Yeah.
But overall, from beginning to end, I was laughing. I felt for him. I really like when you get me invested in like when a movie has a plot where like I need to get this by a certain time, and you did the job of getting me invested in it, where I'm like, he needs to get this. I like this character so much, he needs to stay here.
You're right.
Did your job, because by the end, like
Yeah.
you said, there's a point where we don't think he's going to get the visa, and I was heartbroken.
Yeah. I was
Um,
really like, oh god. I was
no,
really because I was already annoyed with Tilda Swinton's character,
yeah,
and then for it to just almost turn out that And the quirky the cryogenically frozen aspect
Yeah,
of it. Absolutely love that. That was
yeah.
that was a great
Was
addition.
it RZA or Jizza?
I think it's
That was
RZA.
one of the Wu Tang members.
I think it's RZA. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, it was RZA. He
yeah.
did a great job
He did.
for the little parts that he had. He
Yeah.
did a really great job. I really liked this film a lot, and I think it's one of those A24 films that this is what they're known for.
Hmm.
Bringing weird dramatizations and aspects to real life things and making it digestible in a way that is fun, but you also learn something.
Yeah.
Um, and yeah, I think Julio Torres did a phenomenal job directing, writing, and acting in this movie. The dialogue wasn't cringy. It was really well thought out. And like, I think Tilda Swinton, yeah, her character was really annoying, but I think there was an aspect there where I understood why she was the way she was. If she was just a Karen, just to be a Karen, and didn't show that underneath she was doing this to please her husband, I was like, all
Hmm.
right, I can't. It's not an excuse, but I get it.
Yeah. Yeah. There are characters like her character where I understand, but still,
But still, yeah.
yeah.
But yeah, where would you personally put Problemista?
I don't know, where would you put it? Because I'm like, it's a good movie
Yeah,
for sure.
it's a really good movie. I think it's a great film. I think that is really weird. So I would say
I would
matinee.
put it full price oh, okay.
Oh, you would put it full price. Okay, I wasn't sure. Where would
Yeah,
you
I'll
put it?
put it full price in front of Blink Twice because I haven't seen Dee Dee.
Okay,
But I would definitely, yeah.
yeah. Okay, yeah, no. Hey, I was gonna say full price, but I was like, I'm not sure.
Hmm. Yeah.
But yeah, we need to see weird movies in theaters. So yeah, full
Yep.
price
Yep.
because it's visually popping.
Hmm.
There are some like trippy moments where he's like visualizing certain things, like when he was with the Dragon Egg thing. I was like, what is
Yeah.
going on here?
Oh my God. Yeah.
I was like,
Yeah.
what is going on? But it just helps bring everything to life.
Hmm.
Okay, let me see what
Let me pull
the
up the
polls
synopsis for
say.
you.
60% of the people in the chat have not seen Cuckoo. I feel like a lot of people haven't. Are you guys watching movies? Why have you not seen any movies? Let's see. The gore gets ridiculous the older I get. I need some story or good characters to keep me, or it's not enough. But there are people who do watch slasher for the kills, but that movie is over the top. Yeah,
I hear that.
I think I use a fine balance. Like if I watch a slasher movie and there's not enough kills, I do get upset because I'm like, it's a slasher movie, but also I wanted to have a
Hmm.
good story.
Yeah. I think I'm right in line with that. It needs to have a good story and it needs to have satisfying kills. There's like well, it wasn't satisfying, nor did it have good kills, which was imaginary, which was like, what the fuck, man. I'm sorry.
Oh my god, that stupid ass movie.
One
Oh,
kill was behind the door. You didn't even see it.
didn't even see it. I was like, what's going on here?
Yeah, man.
Set the tension for no reason. There's so many moments in that movie that they set the tension properly, like with the boyfriend character. And when they
Hmm.
did that, I was like, oh, this is a perfect scene, and they didn't pull it off. And the scene where she's in the room with the ghost, I'm just like, these are really great tension filled scenes that lead to nothing.
Hey, Sully's here.
Oh, nice. A movie that people should see on streaming is The Duel. Oh, I heard you talk about that.
The duel. That's what the Boston boys, right?
No, that's the instigators, the Boston Boys. Well, Dan, do you want to go wash some dishes right now? Need to drop Dawn soap ad in the middle of that clip. Word. If you want to support us, Dawn, we'll sell it.
Please, yeah. I'd love to sell. So
He said it's
what?
quite
That's a
interesting.
very strange thing to say.
Yeah, that is.
Um, that was a weird thing for me to say.
Good flick if you like that. Watch a movie called The Kid. Nice. It's about two friends who find out one is sleeping with the other girl and challenge him to a duel. Ooh, that sounds cool.
Nice. What I
Some
was thinking of
R&B.
was the last duel with
Oh, okay, that's
Matt
Ridley Scott.
Damon, yeah, and Ben Affleck.
Yeah, I like that movie. It's a
I've
hard
never seen it.
watch. It's a hard watch, but it's a
Mhm.
good movie. They end up in drug lord's house in Mexico and duel each other. Worth a watch. Nice. What service is it on? Was her character like Susan in Blue Beetles? No. It wasn't that bad. That character was evil. Kate Blanchett is just annoying. She's not evil. Oh, not Kate Blanchett. Tilda Swinton. Mixing up the white actors.
Tilda Swinton, yeah.
Tuning in late to say what's up. I hope they both are doing great tonight. Thank you, Sully. I appreciate
What's up,
you.
Sully?
Yeah, I have a hard time with gore. I want to feel invested in the characters, the conflict, and I feel like smoke isn't being blown up behind. Make it good and believable. Feel you on that.
I heard that. 100%.
What is Kenny's favorite Hallmark movie?
I couldn't name a Hallmark movie if I tried.
I've had a feeling. I need to get out and watch Strange Darling. You do.
Yes, Sully. I would love to hear your thoughts on Strange Darling.
Yeah, I really would. Because you're harsher on movies than us, so I would like to hear what you pick apart. Because there's certain aspects of the story that bothered me.
I want to talk to you about it too.
Yeah, but not enough for me not to say it's not a great movie that you need to see. It's probably going to move up and down. Like I gotta really sit on it because it's one of those movies. Also, PSA that everyone should watch Snack Shack. Make me feel. Yeah, Snack Shack was I saw that in theaters. That's a really good film. Well, actually, no, in theaters. I rented it. Really good feel. It's a coming of age story. I don't think it's good as Dee Dee, but I think it's a really good film.
You named a bunch of coming of age stories, movies earlier, and I was like, I haven't seen that. I have not seen any movies that you named. Yeah.
Have you seen Dope?
I love Dope. Dope is incredible.
One of the few black ones that we get, and it was so good.
It was very good, and it stars Miles Morales.
Yeah. Oh, it does. And Iris West.
And
the guy from Spider-Man.
What was his name?
Ralph?
I forget what his name is.
Flash. She was Flash. Flash Thompson. Watched Godzilla -1 last night and loved how invested I was in the characters. It's an element I think is missing in the newer Godzilla and King Kong films. Yeah.
Godzilla -1 is my favorite Godzilla movie, for sure.
That's fair. Yeah, Godzilla, American version of Godzilla, the characters. The only MonsterVerse movie where I cared about the characters was Kong Skull Island, which I still think is the best movie of the franchise so far.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I would say I was the most entertained by Godzilla versus King Kong or Kong, the first one, not the second
one. Okay. Yeah, that was an entertaining film. Favorite Lifetime joint is You TV series. I love that show. I forgot that it started on Lifetime and then went to Netflix.
Oh, did it?
Yeah, the first season was Lifetime and then Netflix bought it when they were going to cancel it.
I think I watched the first 3 episodes of You. Yeah. Not a bad show. I just didn't stick around with it.
Yeah. I started Snack Shack and didn't make it past 10 minutes. I don't know why. It's very particular. And I do think it starts off slow. So I can see that. You got to be in the mood for like a summer vibe.
Mm-hmm.
He said, it was something about seeing them smoke at the beginning. Just made me say, nah, this ain't the movie I want to be watching right now. Okay. It's so funny what can turn people off about certain films. Skull Island is amazing and full of stars too. Yes.
Yeah. Yo, that cast is stacked. You got Loki. You got Nick Fury. You got Captain Marvel. You got who else is in that? You got a bunch of people.
Yeah, a bunch of people in there. The scene of Nick Fury, Samuel Jackson looking at Kong while everybody's on fire and stuff like that was cinema. Snack Shack sounds like another Doritos movie. No, it's not a Doritos movie at all.
John Goodman's in it. John C. Reilly.
You was on Lifetime. That's wild. I think that's why they got rid of it, because that movie does not. I mean, that show does not fit the Lifetime brand at all. I don't know what the hell they were thinking.
Not at all.
Let's see. I hope they make us root for Mufasa, but I already feel bad for Taka. Imagine being told you're the future king and someone takes that away from you. Yeah, that's going to be very, very interesting. Did we rank the last movie we talked about? Oh, yeah, we did. Okay.
Yeah, we did.
Who did the
Um,
last thing? I did Palomista, so it's up to you now.
yep.
Talk
So
about
Knox goes away.
yeah,
The
yeah,
synopsis for that is
yeah.
diagnosed with rapidly evolving. I don't know why I can't read. Diagnosed with a rapidly evolving form of dementia, a contract killer gets a chance to redeem himself by saving the life of his estranged son. That is a very accurate description for this very boring movie. It stars Michael Keaton, and unfortunately, Michael Keaton's charisma, or Riz as the kids call it today, could not save this movie at all. What I thought was a really good premise about this contract killer, just like they said, they make no bones about this dude not being. He's not a decent human being or anything like that. He is a contract killer. He's going out murking niggas and left and right. But he gets dementia, and now he has to, and it's rapid. Like it's like you don't have months, you have weeks before your
Mm,
brain is gone. So you need to set this up. And his son comes through, and is like, his son comes through and really needs his help, because like he like killed a guy, and he needs Michael Keaton's character's help. James Martin Marsden plays the son actually, which is actually, it was pretty cool to see him again.
yeah.
The son needs his help to cover up the murder. I will say that the one redeeming thing about this movie is the way in which Michael Keaton attempts or does help his son was very clever, and I
Mm.
mean incredibly clever.
Oh
And it
wow.
might be worth a watch because of that. No, but it's not. It's boring though, unfortunately.
Mm.
So it's smart, as well written. That's what it was. The pacing in this movie is trash. The pace is
Gotcha.
so slow. There's so many scenes I'm watching during this movie where I'm like, if you could, like, exactly, T, if you could just speed up these scenes like 2.5 beats, it would have been worth the watch, but it was so slow. Yeah,
Damn. I hate
maybe
when a
you'll
good
watch it
premise
and
is
you'll feel
wasted.
differently about it. It
Yeah.
is on Peacock, so yeah.
Okay. Is it R rated? Is it what's the rating looking like?
It's not. It's not like, it might be R
Can you
rated.
watch it with a good Christian mother?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. There's a character who's a prostitute, but there's no like sex scenes really,
Oh, okay,
like
that's
at
fine.
all. So,
Yeah.
um, and the character who's a prostitute is actually a good character, like
Yeah.
a well done character. Um, I'm not seeing the rating for this.
Mm,
There's cursing, so that's the thing.
yeah. Wow. Okay.
Movie. I mean, if you could watch Beverly Hills Cop with your mom, you could watch this with your mom.
Yeah.
It's
What
rated R.
where would you put it?
I would put it on stream.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not nearly as bad as these other movies. I would put it on stream.
Gotcha. Can you compare it to anything else? In terms of like
No, not nothing I've seen recently.
no? Okay.
Unfortunately, yeah. Like I said, and like T said, solid like idea for a film, not well executed. Also, I do believe it's directed by Michael Keaton.
Oh really?
Yeah, directed by Michael Keaton. Yep.
Oh wow. Is
Yeah.
that his debut? Because that's the first time I've
I'm
heard
not
that.
sure. Let me see.
Lifetime be having all the babysitter killer and crazy nanny flicks. Yeah, they do. That's their jam.
Michael
Um,
Keaton's 72.
yeah, he's old shit. Um, any Apple TV subscribers, anyone see Shining Girls? I need someone to discuss it with. So I have it, but because they don't have an Android app, I rarely get to watch it.
Yeah, I
Um,
haven't. I do
when,
have Apple TV. I just haven't watched anything on there in a while.
when Severance season 2 though comes out, I'm definitely
Cannot
watching.
wait. Can't wait.
So good. One of the best finales I've ever seen in my life. I wish I had invisibility powers like Joe when I put a hat on. Facts. That hat turns him invisible. I haven't.
Michael Keaton directed a movie called The Merry Gentleman back in 2008. So
Okay.
this is only his
Second.
second film. Yeah.
Sure. I have an unofficial copy of The Shining Girls. Looks fire, but haven't seen it. But Mufasa said, but Mufasa should not have been adopted in the first place. We'll see. We'll see
We'll
how
see.
this plays out. Not goes a. Oh yeah, he already talked about that. Michael Keaton, one of the greats. That's a watch for me. Hey, if
It's
you
worth
use
it to
Michael
watch it for
Keaton,
him, I guess.
yeah, yeah, he's always great in everything I've seen him.
Yeah, he's not bad in this movie.
Goes away, Kenny goes to sleep.
Man, I didn't watch it all in one shot. Tell you that much.
I compare this to Memory with Liam Neeson. Oh, I heard that was boring as shit. I didn't watch it.
Mm, 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 mm.
Real quick thoughts on Michael Keaton's White Noise. I don't know what that means.
I don't know what that is.
He said, "Yo, do you just diss Batman? Respect Keaton." Wait, who dissed him?
Who dissed Batman?
Nobody dissed him.
Who dissed the Bat?
Because I see he was old as shit? He is old as shit. White Noise was solid. Hated the ending. Okay. Well, I don't have a transition for that one. But the next film,
Well, it's a big show. Sorry.
the next movie where there was someone the size of Big Show. There we go. Thanks for the transition. A train to New Delhi becomes a combat battleground. That's a fact. As a pair of commandos face off against an army of evading bandits.
Zach.
Talk about Kill.
Zach.
I think I talked about Kill last stream because I think I saw it before you.
Yeah.
You got to see this.
Zach, my brother. I love you. It's New Delhi. Really? It's New Delhi.
What I say, New Delhi? Damn. You could have let me rock. You could have let me rock.
I usually do, but I was like, New Delhi? That's crazy.
That's too crazy to let you rock.
Yeah. Kill's amazing. Kill's great. Kill is essentially like the Raid, but on a train. And it's really like I like the visceralness. I like the physicality of the movie. I also like that the film like does a really good job at crafting all of its characters. Everybody has a well-rounded character. The bad guys, the good guys, the love interest, like everybody is well-rounded. So when they finally get into the action of the film, you actually care and understand where everybody's coming from, right? It does one of the things I absolutely, and this isn't a negative on the movie, but it's just a negative on people who do this thing. There's a bunch of thieves who get on their train trying to steal and take people hostage and stuff like that, and some of them die, of course, and they're like, I can't. Well, we don't deserve this. Why are we dying? It's like, nigga, y'all got on this train to rob and kill people. Like, what are you talking about? You just hit that.
Oh, my
you just
uncle!
hit that head with an axe. It's like, I can't believe you killed my uncle. You mean your uncle who just killed 4 people?
Yeah.
Like 4 innocent people? But anyway,
it blew my mind.
Yeah, I'm like, what you talking about? But yeah, it did a really good job. I would love to see the lead actor in some other films as well. I think that he's really good. He does action really well. And all of the characters, like I already said, like these niggas can fight. Like they are really good. And the movie does not shy away from the violence. You see people getting sliced up, broken bones, thrown off the train, burnt alive, hung, like all kinds of like the gore and stuff like that is also married with a good story. So this is the Raid on a Train T. That's what it is. And Kal-El. It is the Raid Redemption on a Train. What do you think about it, Zach?
Yeah, I thought the film was great. I can't say from beginning to end. I think it starts off a little slow, but once that title card drops, It becomes a
Woo.
whole different movie. Probably one of the best title card drops I've seen in a long time, and some very inventive kills that I
Yes,
really haven't seen in other films. Even with like a John Wick, that's like the difference there. Like John Wick, I feel like is repetitive in his killing, where like this comes up with some really brutal ways to do killing,
agreed.
and the protagonist is not invincible.
Nope.
He gets his ass kicked a lot in
Yep.
this film. Um, and his love interest, what happens to her, shocked me.
I did not see that coming.
I was like, "Oh, excuse me."
Hmm.
This is why I like foreign films because they go there. He has like a sidekick who I was like, "Please, just sit your ass down
Right.
because I need you." There's like a little kid who's like inspired, and I'm just like, "You need to
There's
sit your
so many people. I'm like, yo, go sit down somewhere.
sit down, stop, get out of the way because I don't want
Hmm.
you to die." But you make a good point. Even on the bad people side, the characters developed. They try to make you feel like some sympathy for the bad guys. It's like, no, bro, this is not working at all.
No.
Oh my god, they killed you. Just killed man. The person gave you the jewels and you still stabbed them. I don't care about you. You're
Right.
just a person.
Yeah.
The funniest part of this movie is that debauchery, violence, the most heinous acts are going on for like 50 minutes. And then the movie goes, oh, there's cops on the train.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Off my headphones. Because,
Oh my god.
bruh, I
When
was
when
like,
when the fire is happening, I was like, oh wait, is something happening? I'm like, yo, yo, you got to be kidding me.
what are
That
y'all
was
talking about right now?
that was wild.
That was wild. I was like, there's cops on this train?
So
Y'all
y'all was
didn't
just sitting up
hear?
in the front car. Y'all wasn't investigating nothing.
Like, I know there's no guns, like, which was cool. Like, we don't really see
Hmm.
action movies with gunless.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of screaming, there's a lot of commotion. I was so confused. And then the cops were trash at that too. The fact that y'all
Oh,
were here
they got
and y'all
murdered.
were asked.
Yeah.
How do you feel about the ending?
Remind me, or if you
Um,
can.
I can't see.
Uh, well, if I recall, the bad guy dies. Um, that is the thing that happens. I thought it was
Yeah,
cool the way he died.
yeah. But after the death, after people start exiting the train,
I don't remember what happens after that.
you know, okay, okay. I don't want to spoil it,
You
but
can message me on the
on the
on the
sides,
Discord. Yeah,
yeah. Let me see. So where are we putting Kill?
full price.
Yeah,
Yeah,
where
I
we
would
where
say for the pure enjoyment of it, because this is my kind of movie. I would say probably right behind Dee.
okay.
Yeah.
That's fair. That's totally fair.
Hmm.
I agree. Let me see what's going on. People in this chat have not seen movies. None of these movies. 75% of the chat has not seen Kill.
Well, T is out here cursing us out.
I know. I see. He likes to crow, so I'm not even taking it seriously.
T, you like to cry? Is that real?
No, that's real. He went on a whole thing in his Discord about the crow was good. He doesn't understand why people hating it.
Amen. Amen.
Amen is crazy. I'm messing with you, T. I love you. Let's see. Let's see what the people in the chat got to say. But this Batman, nobody diss Batman. White noise, I don't know what that's about. Kenny and the Spark should be your music channel. Ooh, I like that. Sound like a band.
Oh yes, Kenny and the Sparkettes.
Yeah. T right. The ending was like what? But still decent flick. Desperate Measure 2, though that's a classic movie. I never heard of any of these films. Don't ever disrespect the raid like that. Oh boy.
I mean, that's what it was, though.
Kill was good. The beginning really made me want to turn it off, but after 45 minutes and the title screen finally popped in, it got good. Them was not good. People that wanted to ride the train. Fox 5 News. Okay, don't know. Stop. Chill. The raid Insect repellent, not redemption. Oh, I'm
Hilarious.
dead. There's gonna be a
Hilarious.
raid on you if you keep lying. Those cops
Yo,
popped up from the back. I was like, what? Where?
what were y'all doing?
Dude died on the bench looking at his girl. Oops. Wow. He put it in the chat anyway.
Did he?
Yeah. Hot take. I'm sick of films including annoying young people, usually a preteen or teen with a foul mouth and crappy personality. Might have special abilities. Yeah, that is
Sup,
true.
sup, Kiara? I could not agree with you more. I am so sick of the annoying kid. I'm also sick of the annoying like partner sidekick person thing in general. But
Mm,
the kid thing that's vulgar and it's like shut up, shut up.
that's
The
terrible.
smart ass like smart aleck kid, I can't stand it. I think the last one I actually liked was Hunt for the Wilder People,
Mm.
but he wasn't a sidekick. He was the main character.
Yes, Blue Beetle I just watched, and that annoying girl had me wanting to send the movie back to Amazon. Who's
What annoying?
annoying in Blue Beetle?
The sister?
Sister wasn't annoying. I'm
I
not
don't
sure who
remember.
you're talking about, T. I mean, T. Cal. I don't remember anybody being annoying in Blue Beetle. Other hot take. Sick of movies casting vanilla white dudes as villains. They aren't convincing, and edgier actors are better suited for them, like Gyllenhaal as Mysterio.
I like Gyllenhaal's Mysterio,
Me
but
too. You
I
think
also would
Gyllenhaal's
like to
vanilla?
see more people of color as villains. I
Me
think
too.
that there's this thing, and I will not go on a long diatribe about this,
Mm.
where sometimes in my community, the black community, we're always like, not always, but there are times where it's like, oh, I don't want them to play the bad guy because we want to be seen in a positive light. I get what you're saying. However, the High Evolutionary is the best villain I've seen, like in
Oh
a
wow.
minute. Like he's
Yeah.
great, and it wasn't even about him being black. He was just awesome. He was
Yeah.
amazing, and I love like. And the reason why I say this is I don't want for actors of color to be limited in the roles that they're willing to accept or allowed to accept because of people outside of our race's perceived notions of us. If I want to play the most despicable person in the world, I should be allowed to do that because I want to do that.
Yeah. Just like
So
the
yeah,
white counterparts get to do.
they
Some
get to
of the
play
most
anybody and nobody
notable
questions any of it.
characters in cinema are bad guys.
Yeah,
Look at The Godfather. That's not a good person. He's a villain.
right. Exactly.
Scarface.
Wesley Snipes in Demolition Man. Awesome.
Awesome. So yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see. Maddie Webb tried to correct that and might have set it back 30 years.
With the ADR, yes, that was crazy.
Yeah, that was terrible. The
Yeah.
system was trash, y'all. Nah, the system was trash. You're bugging. I love that family.
I believe it
Idris
was
Elba as President Luther. Let's go. I'm down.
hell yeah. Idris hating on Superman? He
I'm,
could
I'm
kill
down.
he would kill that.
Simon Phoenix, if you know, you know. Black villain.
Yes, sir.
Think Topher Grace as Venom.
Oh yeah, he was milk toast. He was milk white. And it was just like he wasn't even like
I wouldn't even blame him for that, to be
I
honest.
do. Because he's well, I don't blame him for that. You take a job. But I blame the casting director for sure.
Mm,
Venom, whatever his name is,
Eddie
Eddie
Brock
Brock. He's supposed to be a gigantic behemoth of a dude in the first place.
and a bully and all that.
Yeah. I also don't like well, I don't like the Venom movies because I don't like the Venom movies, but there's no real reason for 40, 50-year old um uh
Tom
what's
Hardy.
his name? Yeah, Tom Hardy to be playing Venom. But yeah.
Yeah. He said that was terrible casting and it was a bad movie.
Hmm.
Topher was, I think, Matthew for Dark Tower villain. He's talking about Idris Elba in
I don't
the Dark.
remember I actually I don't, it's not that I don't remember. I actually never saw
Yeah.
Dark Tower.
Okay, pull up the synopsis for Exuma. Exhuma. This is a movie that I
Yes.
saw, but you have not.
Okay. The process of excavating an ominous grave unleashes long hidden secrets and dreadful consequences buried underneath. Does that sound accurate?
Yeah, that is 2% of this plot.
2%. Wow.
Yo, this first of all, you remember how we talking about horror movies don't need to be too long? This
Mm-hmm.
one's a little. This one's a little long in the tooth. I'll say that it's a little long in the tooth.
Two
Or
hours
if
and
it
14 minutes is a while.
yeah, yeah, it's a horror drama, so there's a lot of drama aspects, a lot of familiar aspects. To
Mm-hmm.
give a little bit more than the synopsis did, because it's just I can't spoil it really. I
Yeah.
can, but I'm not going to spoil it. Basically, there are people who are exorcists in this world. They're in is it Korea? Is this a Korean horror film? I think it's a Korean horror film. There are people who are exorcists in Korea, and this family are calling upon them to figure out why this baby is not breathing and crying and just always distraught since birth. And they find out that all the men in the family is cursed, and it
Oh
leads
no.
all the way back to the great 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 grandfather, and they have to exorcise him to lift the curse. And that leads down a rabbit hole of bad things happening with ghosts and ghouls and goblins and samurais.
Goblin. Samurai.
The main actor is the guy from Old Boy, and he does a
Okay.
really good job as this old, wary exorcist that like he's tasting the dirt and smelling the ghost and doing all this stuff. And he's like, "Yo, guys, we probably should leave this shit alone because this feels off."
Yeah.
But the younger ones are like, "They're gonna give us 50 million each.
Oh,
We
well,
do we doing this shit. I don't care what raises up from the grave. And what raises up from the grave is not great. It's not worth the 50 million. Uh so
it
yeah,
usually never is.
never is. The movie is a little too long, but it was very interesting because it details real cultural aspects of like exorcism in Korea. Like this is a real thing. They show you like the dances and the trials and everything you have to do. And it's like a detective film, but it's also a horror film. It's also an exorcist film. It's also a family drama because the son who's in charge of the family right now is like all gun ho on like getting rid of this great great grandfather. But the older statements are like, just leave the grave alone and just deal with your baby dying. And he's like, nah, I'm not gonna just deal with my baby dying. I want it to
Right.
live. So yeah, it gets a little gory. It has like 17 endings. It's a wild movie, man, but it's on Shutter. It was in theaters for a while, but it's on Shutter if you have that service, and if you don't, you can rent it on Prime Video. I think it's a worth a watch for this year. I had a
Mhm.
really good time with it. I don't want to give any more away because there's a lot more to it. It's paced at a kind of a slow pace, but when it picks up and goes crazy.
Mhm.
So I'm gonna say this is a stream. I think this is a horror movie that people should check out. It's very different from probably 90% of the horror movies that we get
Okay.
uh, in the year. So I'm gonna definitely put it in a stream. It's definitely it sounds like it's a lot better than Knock Goes Away. So I'm just gonna put it in front of that.
Okay.
And I highly recommend people checking it out. I'm not something that will say you sit down and go watch in the theaters. There are some like aspects to it that is not theatrical, but it's definitely a good stream.
Got it. All right, that
Yeah,
makes sense. Sorry, I something happened with my phone, so
gotcha.
I'm here. I'm here. I'm black.
He's out here. He's out here.
Yeah.
I'm glad you're still here because this next movie we're going to talk about is it's a wild one.
Okay.
Kinds of kindness. Oh, God.
Whew. Pop the Molly. I'm sweating.
Sweating. Let me get that synopsis up. Kinds of kindness. I just typed in kind and it popped up. Three stories revolve around a man who tries to take control of his own life. That's not true. Okay.
Huh?
Police. Police. That's not true at all. A policeman whose wife seems like a different person and a woman who searches for someone with a special ability. Okay. So a more accurate description of this film is that it is a film by Yorgos Lanthimos, the guy who directed Dogtooth, The Lobster, and more like famously Poor Things, which was Oscar nominated. One of my favorite movies of last year. Thought it was a phenomenal film. And this is his follow up with Emma Stone in it. It has an all star cast. It's
It
called
really
Crimes of
does.
Kindness. It's an anthology film with 3 separate stories, all same actors, but they're all playing different characters in each film. That's why I was like, why did it say that it was 3 stories revolve around a man who tries to take control of his life? It wasn't the same guy in every movie, in every part.
Yeah,
Um,
that's weird.
for me, this movie is not made for me specifically.
Hmm.
Um, I think that the filmmaking is very strong. It's a gorgeous looking film to look at. All the acting is very strong. The dialogue is written well. And each anthology story, the setups and the premises and the central drive of everything is very strong. Where I'm like, okay, I want to see where this goes. But then, like for the first 2 stories, I feel like it stops when it gets really interesting.
That makes sense. Yeah. I honestly thought that my I had a great time with
Hmm.
each one of these stories. The
Yeah,
problem with these stories was that they just ended abruptly with
yeah,
no explanation whatsoever. It was
yeah.
very much so what's happening. Sorry. There we go.
There you
It
go.
was it was very much so like unsatisfactory because of that. Now, while I enjoyed all 3 stories, like it was just the fact that it would get to the point where so you guys know you guys have watched stories before. There's the setup, there's kind of like the bridge, and then there's like the turning point where things are going to be resolved. It cuts off right before the resolution, and I'm like, "Hey, yo, what are you doing?" And then it just goes to the
Yeah.
next thing. It does that 3 different
Or
times.
sometimes there's a setup, there's no bridge, and then resolution.
Yeah, like the second story. The second
Yeah.
story is like, okay, all right. Oh, it knocked on the door. It's about to come in. We about to find out what's going. What are you doing?
What's going on?
Yorgos. Let me. I gotta call Yorgos and
Yeah,
figure out what's going on.
my
Yorgos,
man.
what's the rest of the story? Because you can't leave me hanging like this.
Yeah,
Like
because I was
this is not
invested.
kind, sir. This is not a kind of kindness. You're
This is
not
not a
being
kind of
kind
kindness.
to your audience.
This is
But yeah,
opposite.
yeah, I mean, I would like. I feel like I would like the movie more if I found out that he announced that there's going to be a part 2, and part 2
Yeah,
is going to resolve all 3 stories. But I will say the acting is great. Willem Dafoe is phenomenal in this movie. Actually,
yeah.
everybody is phenomenal. Jesse Plemons,
Jesse
um,
Plemons,
they're all
Robert
great.
Qualley. Yeah, they're all
Yeah,
great.
yes, yeah. And the first story was weird as fuck, and I wanted to see the end of it.
Yeah.
The last story needed the warning that Blink Twice gave people, because it was very much.
Yo,
Yeah,
I didn't. I wasn't ready for that.
I was uncomfortable. I was
Me too.
very uncomfortable.
It was done in a
Um,
very uncomfortable. Like it's always uncomfortable seeing films, but the
yeah,
way it was done here felt too realistic.
yeah, it was very much like, hey, we don't have to do this. We don't have to
Yeah,
show this like this. You can infer. There's nothing wrong with an inference.
yeah,
But you showing stuff I don't need to see. So, and then the thing with the dog, I was also kind of like, hey, because I'm a dog owner, I'm a pet owner, and I'm kind of like, don't do that, don't do that. So, yeah, but it's a mixed bag for me. It's very much so a mixed
yeah.
bag.
Finger cutting, liver eating. It was just
Oh
like
yeah, oh my god, the
sex
limbs and the livers
taping,
and the fingers. Whew.
the sex tape. I was like, what? What's like? That's kind of like what pissed me off about this movie. Like, there's certain aspects of things happening. I'm like, why? Why was that scene in this part? Because it didn't tie back into anything.
Yeah.
It was just it's a strange movie that feels like it's being. It feels like Yorgos had 3 separate dreams,
Hmm.
and he couldn't flesh them out to make them 3 separate movies.
Hmm.
And maybe he was like, I'm not gonna get funding to make 3 of these movies. I'm gonna get fund. I'm gonna just gonna put them together. and I'm gonna have central themes because I understand the central themes for each one, how they all connect theme
Yeah.
wise. But it does feel like a fever dream. It
Yeah.
feels like a fever dream that's not complete. It feels like a dream where you're dreaming it and then you wake up before it ends.
Hmm.
And that might sound amazing for some people because it's
Right.
unique and it's not really done. But for me personally, I did not like it.
Yeah. And you know what? The example that you just gave with the fever dream and everything like that, I think the best way I can describe it is when a artist is on their last album and they just want to get away um from the record label, and they just like, I'm random bullshit go. Like these are all like have concepts of songs that I've done. I just want to get off the label. So here,
Yeah.
you take these, it's an album, I'm out of here. That's how it
Bye.
felt. They don't sign like they used to sign artists, actors, and directors to contracts for movie studios where they would
You
just make
say,
movies for the studios, which actually sounds pretty cool. But I'm actually glad that they don't have to do it anymore because you go work wherever the hell you want to. But yeah, that's how this movie felt. I wish I liked it a lot more than I did. Honestly, if I look at Letterbox and I see where it's ranked, I don't even have it open right now. If I think about it enough, it's probably going way further down than what it already is. I kind of gave it the Yorgos Lanthimos boost, you know what I
mm,
mean, of the good acting and stuff like that. But the
yeah.
more I think about this movie, the more I'm like, mm,
It took me a real minute to rate it, right? Like I was sitting at a 3.5 for a long time, and I was like, it's gonna be in the middle of the pack of my ranking. But the more I thought about it, I was like, I'm never gonna watch this movie again.
ever.
Um, it did piss me, it actively pissed me off. And by
Yeah,
the tail end of the second story, I was like, can this just end? So like when it got to the third one, I was like, I don't even want to see this anymore because I
yeah.
know it's just gonna be unfulfilling. But then the third one was fulfilling because I felt like it was the longest one.
And it was the most
Uh,
complete.
it was the most complete, and it had a character arc to follow. Like it had a character that got invested into their emotional journey. With Emma
Yeah.
Stone's character and stuff like that, and like Hunter Schafer was kind of underutilized. I thought that was gonna be interesting, but she kind of like came and went.
Yeah, she was like 5 minutes, maybe.
Yeah, maybe. And I
And
was
she
just
didn't
like,
have any lines because of her particular situation. So it was like,
yeah. So it was just like, she was just naked and then left. I was like, okay. Um,
yeah, hey, well, you want to you want to come be naked in the film and not say anything? Sure.
I heard
It,
literally
it,
she got it because Cuckoo was filming close by, and he was just like,
oh,
hey,
that's cool. Yeah.
yeah. So it was just like he was like, hey, okay,
Also, studio sent me a check.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
You know what I mean? So yeah, where are we ranking this bad boy? Because this is tough.
Stream.
Stream. It's on. It's
Yeah.
literally on Hulu this week. So
Yeah.
it's better than Knox Goes Away. It sounds better than Knox Goes Away.
Yes. Yeah. It is.
Is it better than Exuma? Exuma is a complete film, so I'm gonna put it in the middle.
Yeah.
The next, let's see, the next film, and then we'll get back to the comments. Is a film that you've talked about already. So I'm not gonna go too deep into it. Because I recently saw this. Still don't know why the title is one word, and that's the
Oh
Bike
my
Riders.
god. Why? Why is the title one word?
I don't know.
Um. Okay. So over the course of a decade, a Midwestern. Excuse me. Over the course of a decade, a Midwestern motorcycle club evolves from a gathering place for local outsiders to a sinister gang threatening the original group's way of life. That is a very accurate description of this film.
Yeah.
I thought this movie was okay. I thought the acting in the film was really well done. I thought cinematography was beautiful. I thought the setting was well done and lived in. I just thought that the movie didn't have much to tell me. In general, like I really felt like while the characters, no, that's not true. I felt like I struggled with this film a lot just because I didn't care as much about the characters as I wanted to. This is the
Mm,
type of movie where you'll see like um like a Godfather, like a or what it was trying to be like a Godfather, like a Casino, like one of those kinds of films where
Goodfellas.
it's the Goodfellas, like it's the rise and fall of a criminal empire in a sense, but it just didn't get to it wasn't as interesting as those movies, right? And I think what happens is it doesn't do a good job of keeping its characters in focus. What One of the things I
Mhm.
said in my review of this movie was for long periods of time, a character will show up in the beginning of the movie as part of the crew. That character disappears completely, like
Mhm.
and just like out of nowhere. Not murdered, not dead, not nothing. They just disappear. And then
Yeah.
at the end of the movie, it says, "This is what happened to this person." Like Michael Shannon's character, like his character's in there, and then he's gone, and then the next time you see him, it's just like part of the montage at the end. I was like, wait. We ain't see nothing. We ain't see nothing to happen. Right? So there's a lot of stuff where it was like, I'm invested in these characters as a group, and then half the group is gone. But it's not
Mhm.
like we just see them all die on camera or even like move on camera. Some of them they do show that too. But it's so many huge gaps between when we meet the character to when they have a resolution that it's hard to get attached to anybody, right? And
Yeah.
then Tom Hardy's character was just like, I'm a badass because I'm a badass.
Yeah.
That's all you need to know. And then the back and forth with Austin
Awesome.
Butler. Yeah, it's like lead the club. No, nigga. Lead the club. No. Lead it. No, it's like
Oh,
it was like that for like the whole movie, and I was like, okay, the dude doesn't want to lead a club. One of the things I will say is really good about the film is that when the influx of new bikers and new generations come in, you can see how progressively wild it gets, and you can see the old guard being like, "That's not what we're about."
yeah.
And it's kind of like, and it does kind of show that turning of the changing of the guard, and I think it does do that really well. And there's one other thing I thought the movie did well. Where I'm trying to remember what that was because I just had it in my mind. I can't remember, but yeah. So what did you think about it?
Yeah, I agree with a lot of your sentiments. I think this movie has a similar issue to like Kinds of Kindness,
Mm-hmm.
where it's like a lot of thoughts and then it stops. But instead of like it being, it's like an anthology where it's like it starts at this time period and then it jumps to another time period in their lives and jumps to another time period in their lives. But like
Mm-hmm.
separate from Kinds of Kindness, we're following the same characters throughout,
Yeah.
but they're not as interesting as the
Mm-hmm.
Kinds of Kindness characters. And there's no driving plot. There's nothing to like. We're going to this goal, right? Like
Right.
we don't even
Yeah.
get to see the ending of the bike group. They
Yeah.
just exist still,
Mm-hmm.
and the characters that we've been following along are not there anymore, and we don't see like their exit either.
Right.
I think all the performances were really strong. I do think that Jodie Comer, who I like as an actress, her accent was weird. I think all their accents were kind of weird at
Mm-hmm.
points. Um, I think the dirty look that they had was great. I think the cinematography was great. I don't really remember if the music was memorable at all. The little
Yeah.
fighting that they did have was really choreographed well. It felt like a scrappy, real fight.
Mm-hmm.
But I just feel like the plot was just so all over the place. And then there was moments of honest boredom. I was so bored during certain parts of this movie, like
Yeah.
so bored. And I was just like, and I remember the guy from The Walking Dead popped up, and then he
Oh
was just
yeah.
there, and Normus Reedus, and I was like, what is happening now? Like, what we
Yeah.
going? He's from a different biker place, and he's coming after this dude who I'm not even fully invested in because they didn't even really show them.
Because
And
he was
then
there, and then
he
he
was,
wasn't,
and then
and
he
then he came
wasn't,
back.
and then he came back. Yeah,
Mhm.
exactly. And it's just they didn't show how Tom Hardy's character lost control. That would have been interesting.
Not at all.
Um,
Oh, that was the thing I liked about it. The way the bike club started. It was just a bunch of dudes who needed something to do,
yeah,
and it just like, hey, we saw
it was super
this guy.
wholesome.
Yeah, it was like, and I really like that because sometimes things just happen. I saw a bike commercial. A guy on a bike. Some of my friends like bikes. We riding bikes. You know what I mean? And I did really like that
And
aspect
then
of
we
it.
ain't doing nothing extra. We just
Right.
riding bike, drinking,
Hmm.
smoking, and talking. And that was
Yeah,
all they were doing, nothing illegal. And then I like the whole
mhm,
idea of like the new generation wanted us to it turn into a gang and then it turned into a worse gang. I liked all that. I like the ideas and the way just the execution didn't work for me, unfortunately.
yeah, yeah.
I do think it's worth a watch,
I do too.
because there are some interesting things that go on here, but it's not amazing.
Yeah,
So I think this is another stream.
yeah. I agree.
The question is it better than Knox Goes Away?
It is for
Is
sure.
it better than Kinds of Kindness?
No, I don't think so. Because I was
Okay.
actually really interested and invested in some of the things that happened in Consequence. Even though it didn't end, I was still like on the edge of my seat in some ways where like, oh my God, what's happening?
What the heck is going
In
on
this
here?
movie, I was like, can something
Yeah.
happen?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I felt that
Because
way
the only
too.
thing that happened was the foot thing with Austin Butler.
Yeah. They didn't delve into that. It kind of just was there for a little while and then just went
Hmm.
away.
Yeah.
Um Foreman was a bad Venom. Who was Foreman?
Yeah. I don't know who Foreman is.
Topher plays really good villains in Predators and that Jordan Peele Twilight Zone episode. I haven't seen the Jordan Peele
Yeah.
Twilight Zone. Exhumed sounds dark. It is pretty dark. I don't think I've ever been more unsold on a movie.
That's hilarious.
Sounds like the movie was not a kind of kindness to the audience. No.
Did you understand what the title means? Because I still haven't figured it out.
I think the movie's about the events that we go to to join community and the kinds of things that we think we're doing that's kind for the person, even though it might not be kind for others. And I think that's kind of like what it was kind of talking about. Like he
Okay.
him donating all the stuff to this guy and giving him the job and doing all these things for him because he was doing stuff for him. So
Hmm.
it seems kind that he gave him this racket, but there's
Right.
ulterior motive behind it.
Got it. Got it. That
Yeah.
makes sense.
So like I think that was throughout the movie in each part.
Mm,
There's like, cutting off the finger for my husband. It's
yeah.
weird, but it's what he
Very.
wants. I thought this was a July movie. Remember, I said we are talking about films that we caught up on in August. And then Aid's kids say good night. Good night to you, man. I hope you have a good sleep. Yeah. Let's get through the next couple ones. This is you, Ghost in the Shell. Talk to me about Ghost in the Shell.
Oh. Uh, Ghost in the Shell, not starring Scarlett Johansson.
No, the anime
Ghost
movie.
in the Shell. Nope,
Did I
that's the
spell that
27th.
wrong? I feel like I spelled that wrong.
I
Yeah,
always
I
get
think
it
I
mixed
added
up
a C.
between. I always get it mixed up between Ghost in a Shell and Ghost in the Shell.
They have two of those. They have a Ghost in a Shell.
Yeah. So here is a synopsis. In the near future, Major Miracle. That's the.
That's
That was.
the 2017
Yeah.
one.
Yeah. There we go. A cyborg policewoman and her partner hunt a mysterious and powerful hacker called the Puppet Master. That is exactly what happens in this film. The movie's okay. Essentially, the film delves into a lot of the questions of like what is real, what's life, like what is the definition of life, and it does deal a lot in the question of like so they're going after a artificial intelligence and a hacker called like the Puppet Master, and a
Mm,
lot of the central themes around it is uh, legitimizing like AI, artificial intelligence, as real living beings. And one of the questions that's presented is how do you prove to us that you are a living, real person or
mm,
real thing? And they ask that question to the AI, and the AI asks it back, how do you prove that you're real and that you're a living person? Right. So it's a very much a very philosophical film. It doesn't end in the way that you think it would. And after I had to watch a YouTube video, kind of like Ghost in the Shell explained, and I was like, oh, that makes a lot of sense.
Mm,
However, the enjoyment of it in the moment, I was like, I'm enjoying the animation of it. I think that
mm,
it's really well directed, really well done. The voice acting is incredible. However, the story, I'm along for the ride. I'm not, I don't find myself saying I absolutely love this film.
mm,
Is it a bad movie? No, it's not a bad movie at all. But it's just kind of like, it exists, and I can definitely see why it has a lot of influence for films that came after it, for sure. This movie came out in 1995, which I thought it was much older than that.
yeah.
But yeah, it definitely had a lot of influence, and yeah, I think it's worth the watch. So if I
Oh,
were to rate this movie, I would probably give it a matinee.
matinee. Okay.
Yeah,
Better than Cuckoo Trap.
yeah, better than both of those, I would say.
Okay.
Yeah.
Switch please. Okay. There we go. Next movie up is X-Men Origins Wolverine.
Hmm.
Hoy hoy hoy. Um X-Men Origins. Let me read that real quick. X-Men Origins Wolverine. Do-do-do-do-do. Seeking solace from his dark past, Logan, better known as Wolverine, seems to have found love and contentment with Kayla Silverfox. Logan's peaceful existence is shattered when Victor Creed, his vicious brother, brutally murders Kayla. Logan's thirst for revenge propels him into the Weapon X program, where he undergoes a painful procedure to bond his bones with antimanium. Did I say that right? I don't think I said that right, but you know what I mean.
And
Making
yeah,
him,
yeah, I know.
making him virtually indestructible and more than a match for Victor. So
Yeah,
yeah,
that's the
uh,
movie.
that is the whole movie.
Mhm.
X-Men Origins Wolverine I watched because I was doing a live stream on Mega Man or Mega Collector Movie Man channel where we were going to rank all the X-Men movies, and there's a couple of them that I never saw.
Mhm.
Uh, and I will say, and I watched this with Kenny. We watched it at the same time.
Yep.
Um, we were like, "Oh, this movie's better than people say it is," because a lot of people
Mhm.
trash this movie a lot.
Yeah.
And I'll say for the first half of it, I was like, "Why do people trash this film? This is so good. This is fun. I like the characterizations. The opening scene was showing them through the time
Yeah,
was
that was
really
great. That
dope.
was fantastic.
Even just showing like him killing his father by mistake. There was
Mhm.
a lot of good in the first half of this film. Then the film jumps a shark when he meets Gambit, and Gambit starts climbing up walls, and stuff just gets really kooky and
Yeah.
stupid
Yeah.
the further we get into the film.
Yeah.
Um, all the performances were really good. I think that Lee Schreiber as Sabretooth was really great. He was like
Mhm.
animalistic, but also calm sometimes.
Yeah.
Like he knew how to be calm and stuff like
He
that.
was great in this film,
He
Lee
was
Driver.
great. We got a see a little Deadpool from Ryan Reynolds until they made the horrible mistake of closing his mouth up
Yep.
and making him into this silent assassin thing. That you know what he remind me of? What's that DC villain that like can copy the superhero's powers? He's like an android. He was in
Amazo.
Amazo. Thank you. You got it right.
Yeah.
He was like Amazo, and it was like that's not what Deadpool should be at
Yeah.
all. That
Yeah.
was dumb. Whoever thought of stitching up Ryan Reynolds' mouth in any movie ever should be fired.
Remember Cyclops just randomly showed up?
Oh my god, freaking Emma Frost and Cyclops just randomly in the movie,
Mhm.
way before they were supposed to meet Logan. Yeah, the movie just got dumber and dumber. As soon as Logan got the antimanium, or however you say that word, met the old people, which was really nice and sweet, right?
Yeah.
They died,
Yep.
which was like I saw that coming.
Oh, the bathroom scene with the claws.
Oh, the VFX of the claws was god awful.
Mm, mm,
Jesus.
mm, mm,
Look,
mm,
I
mm.
was like, I can animate that.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
and then he goes on a run, and then the guy with no superpowers jumped off a cliff into a moving helicopter. I was like, I
Zero? Was it
Zero,
Zero?
Agent Zero, or something like that. And then
That
like
dude.
And then like they
His
did the
power
whole like,
was I
uh,
can shoot good.
yeah, and I was just like, bro, what? You couldn't find nobody else. And then they went in from that to the Blob. Oh my,
Oh
that
yeah,
was awful. And then like Will I Am was okay as the teleporting dude. Um, yeah, it was just bad. It was just bad. It's a movie of two halves. The first half was solid. The second half was awful, and it's just so downhill. The ending with him getting shot in the head and forgetting his memories. I didn't know that
I,
was how that worked.
I did. I got that part. 'Cause I think I don't know if that's comic accurate. I don't know, but I was okay with it. But it was dumb. But but, but yeah, just everything with Wolverine and Sabretooth versus Deadpool, which was also a thing. Like, why do they care all of a sudden about teaming up about this? Um, Sabretooth been trying to kill this man the entire film.
The whole
Um,
this
yeah,
whole
so
thing was about him getting him here to kill him.
right. And Silver Fox was a fake out, and she was like, "I use my powers of persuasion to let you know the thing." I was like, "Okay,
Love you though.
yeah." But I will say, yeah, like you said, the first half ish of this movie was fine, and then it just torpedoed after that. And how would you rate this movie?
Um, ooh. I think it's worth a watch because while the second half is not good, it's not good in a like a funny way.
Yeah, I agree with that. I
So
would put this in front of Knox Goes Away.
okay, I'll put this in front of Bike Riders. I was
Sure.
more entertained by bike this than Bike Riders.
Yeah.
Um, yeah,
Cool. Let me look
definitely.
up Little Monsters for us.
Yeah, look at Little Monsters. Let's see what
I actually
Akela. I
think
know
we
he
look at
loves this
Lemons.
movie, so he says, I like how he was a lumberjack. Sabretooth was fire, in my opinion. I did like him being a lumberjack. Like I said, all that stuff worked. Better than the Wolverine. I haven't really seen that. I couldn't get you to
No,
watch it.
I
Not one
disagree.
X-Men. Shake my head. Favoritism. I couldn't get you. I
Mm-mm.
watched it because I had to do a stream about it. I didn't just watch it for my enjoyment. I'm out, y'all, too much. I'm out, y'all, too much. Cancel time getting close. The bullets work. It was canon. That doesn't mean that
Okay.
just as canon to the comics don't mean it works in live action. He really put that little X on the banner. Shake my head. Wait, what X did I put on the? Oh, I didn't do that on purpose. Best intro of all X-Men flicks. Period. Hell no.
No,
Hell
Nightcrawler X2
yeah. Are you crazy?
and Days of Future Past
Yeah, no.
and
Your bias is crazy.
First Class for that matter with and the first X-Men movie with Magneto bending the gate. What are we talking about?
Hello, what are
There's
you
been
going?
a
What are
lot
you
of
going
great
on?
openings.
What are you talking about? That's the one thing they get right are the openings.
Yeah, that opening for Apocalypse was something else. But Little Monsters. A washed up musician teams up with a teacher and a kids show personality to protect young children from a sudden outbreak of zombies. Only you saw this movie. Not only you, but of the two of us, you were the person who saw it. What did you think? Because I was actually really interested in this movie.
I really like the film. I think it has flaws, of
Hmm.
course, but because the first couple minutes of the film is like that loser ex musician guy. They spend a lot of time on his like turmoil and stuff like him just being an asshole most of the movie.
Hmm.
And then living with his sister and then getting in with his nephew, and that's how he goes to school. And I felt like that could have been cut down a little bit. It felt like they
Yeah.
focused on his turmoil a little too long.
Hmm.
And a lot of that could have been this is one of those things where they didn't have to show. They could have just told us. Because we can see how much of an a-hole he was. And the movie gets real good when he finally sees Lupita Nyong'o. One of the things I really like this film is that a lot of times black women are not shown as like objects of desire, and like especially in a sexual way. And there's
Yeah.
a thing of where he's like taking the kids to school. He opens the door. Lupita's there in a nice teacher looking dress, and she's the teacher. And it's like he's just like falls in love with her like immediately, which is right because Lupita is a gorgeous woman.
Yeah, she is.
And I like that. And then it was like, okay, now he's trying to impress her, and they're doing the thing where he's lying about his abilities, trying to impress her and all that stuff because she's a smart teacher and all that.
Mhm.
And it was funny throughout, and him cursing in front of the kids was pretty funny because like, why are you doing this? But then
Mhm.
when the zombie stuff starts happening, that's when the movie gets really interesting. And I like the aspect of like, you know, I never really seen a zombie movie where like there's a lot of kids that you got to protect. Usually it's like one son, one daughter, maybe two.
Yeah.
But this is a whole class, and her Lupita's whole mentality is like, I need them not to know that this is actually happening because if they know this is actually happening, they're gonna freak out and run around and get killed. So I'm gonna tell them this is a part of.
Yeah. Oh, that's fun.
Yeah, so that was really, really fun. And then there's a character there that's like a reflection of the main character.
Mhm.
And what he could be if he keeps acting like an asshole. And
Mm.
I like that dynamic there because it forces him to kind of step up. So the movie is really nice. It is a streaming movie, so I'm just gonna put that in there right now. Like
Okay.
it's definitely a streaming movie. It's not a movie I would go see. Um, I have more fun than bike riders. I feel bad for shitting on bike riders like that, but
Especially
but
when one of our good friends really likes bike rides.
yeah, he really likes it a lot.
Mhm.
But the movie's fun. It's definitely stream worthy. It's well made. I just think there's an aspect like in the middle of the movie where it gets real slow, and I
Mhm.
felt like they should have did threw a little bit more zombie tropes in there.
Okay.
But other than that, I think it's worth a watch, especially since it's just on Hulu.
Got it.
Next up is Alien Resurrection.
Yeah, boy.
Oh boy. I've searched this up so many times. I just typed in alien is the first thing that popped up. Yeah. The saga continues 200 years after Ripley sacrificed herself for the sake of humanity. Her employers long gone. This time is a military that resurrects the one woman killing machine genetic cloning to extract the alien from within her. But during the process of her DNA is fused with the queen, and then the aliens escape. Now Ripley must decide where her allegiance lies. I don't really like her. She ever questioned where her allegiance lied, right? I think she,
She's just like, why am I here?
yeah.
What are
And
y'all doing?
why are you doing this? Yeah, you know you're gonna die, right? Like,
Right.
yeah. Tell me how you feel about Alien Resurrection.
Alien Resurrection is a lot of fun. It's
Yeah.
not good, but it's a lot. There's so many like the one person who really stands out to me, other than Ripley, of course, is Ron Perlman and his like never ending sexual jokes slash like grapey kind of jokes. Like I'm like, hey buddy, relax your life, relax. And I also found that the thing that is like a great through line through all the alien films is the people who are experienced with the aliens are like, hey, maybe we shouldn't mess with the aliens. And then the company is like, we need to harvest them for research. And this happens over the course of centuries. They keep doing this
Every
every time. And even in this movie, it's like now they're training them almost like pets and keeping them in cages together
Mhm.
and stuff like that. And the aliens get like really smart in the way that they escape by two of them jump one alien and kill it and use its blood to like melt through the floor so they can
Yeah,
escape. Which now that I'm saying it, that's really smart.
yeah,
So like a lot of that stuff happens, and um, also, the guy in the wheelchair was a cool character. The guy with
yeah.
dreads, with the guns on in the sleeves, was a really cool character. So I liked all the characters. I thought the characters were really unique,
Winona
and
Ryder. Yeah,
Winona Ryder was in it as well. So yeah, all the characters were really unique. I just know that it's a movie that I enjoy. That's not. I wouldn't call it great. But it's still fun. It's still a lot of fun. That one scene where they have to swim in the
yeah.
water on the ship, and that alien is also swimming. I'm like, this is great. This
That's
is
a
really
top
cool.
tier alien scene.
Yeah, it is really cool stuff. So I had a lot of fun with it. And then you get the weird child alien at the end, which was kind of tragic. I kind of felt bad for it. They just like
Me too.
sucked it through a very small hole in the window.
Ripped it apart. Yeah.
Yeah, it was weird. It was
It's
like
kind of
I
gross.
remember seeing that as a. I was watching this as a 7-year-old child.
Oh, that's wild. You're bugged out.
I My dad had the VHS, and I just watched it over and over and over again. Um, this was the movie I was telling y'all was the first alien movie I had ever seen. I didn't know that any other ones existed for many a year until I finally watched them. So, yeah, yeah. What do you think?
It took me a little while to get into this film because
Mhm.
I saw Alien 1, I saw Aliens. So there was like a level of maturity that I expected from the franchise
Yeah,
films. And so when I was watching the film and I was like, why is this movie so erotic? And
mm,
why everybody's acting so not cringy? I forgot I forgot what the word is I'm looking for, but starts with a C. But it just really funky, and it was just like all the characters were just like really 80s style, just wacky. Like everything
yeah.
was wacky about this film. The scientists were wacky, the commandos were wacky, Ripley was acting weird.
She was acting weird the entire time.
The whole entire movie, everyone was acting weird except Winona Ryder.
Hmm.
And she was the only one that wasn't human. So
Right.
and then I saw that Josh Whedon wrote it, and I was like, oh, that makes sense. He likes to
Yeah.
wear. He writes weird. But once I got understood that this was campy, that's the word I'm looking for. This is a
Can't
campy
be. It
version
is.
of Alien, and I started really enjoying it because I was like, this is a campy. This is not Alien and Aliens. This is different. This is a different kind of way it's directed, written. They're tackling the characters in a different way, and I got settled in, and I just started appreciating the awesome set pieces. Like you said,
Yeah.
that water scene was pretty dope.
Yep.
Just seeing
Oh,
the
same thing with the elevator shaft scene right after the water scene. That was dope too.
that was really really dope too. And then them figuring out that Winona Ryder character was a robot. I
Hmm.
wasn't aware that there's a robot in every Alien movie. So when they said, I was like, oh, I was genuinely surprised,
Yeah.
specifically because they did this whole scene where she died. So
Right.
come back, and it's like, oh no, she's really a robot. And then like the whole philosophical thing where she just did not like Ripley.
Hmm.
And then they ended up kind of teaming together at the end.
Yeah.
And like you said, I felt bad for the alien baby more than I felt bad for the one in Romulus
Hmm.
because I was like, this shit didn't ask for this.
Right.
He didn't ask for this, and he's just trying to figure out what's going on. And he's like, why is Mama running away from him? He don't know why he looks ugly as shit. So it was like,
Because that thing was
it's
ugly.
ugly. So, but I really enjoyed this film. It's obviously it's not as good as Romulus, Alien, or Aliens.
Mm,
But it's a good film. I don't even think it's a bad film. Because everything made sense. They didn't break its rules. It knew it was silly.
yeah.
It wasn't like it was a silly film that didn't know it knew because it just kept doubling down on the eroticness. Like there's a
Hmm.
scene where Ripley is just rubbing up on Winona Ryder's character, and I was like, "What is the hell is going on? Why
Yeah.
is this happening?"
I almost felt like Sigourney Weaver was like, oh, look, I'm just going to have fun with this movie.
Yeah, everybody, because Ron
Oh, yeah.
Perlman is wild.
He was tripping.
He was
I
tripping.
ever tell you I thought Ron Perlman was black at one point?
I did too.
I saw Blade 2. I thought he was just a light skinned black dude.
I did too.
And that was the only thing I had seen him in until I saw him again well, I saw him in Hellboy, but not.
Yeah,
But
see him
I
in
also
Hellboy.
didn't know that was Ron Perlman because at that time I wasn't like, oh, I know who these actors are.
Yeah, he was
Um,
just there.
what was it? Sons of Anarchy. I was like, oh, this is a white man.
This is a white woman. I remember you saying like, "Did anybody think this character was black and Blade?" I was like, "What? No."
Yo, I thought he was black.
That shit was hilarious. But then I was like, I can see it. I can see it a
Hmm.
little bit. I did think he was black in other stuff, and I was like, this is a very like light skinned black man. But I'm like,
Yeah,
oh, it's just a white man that's cool.
Turns
He's just
out.
down.
Yeah.
But yeah, the movie is really, really fun. I would put this matinee,
Yeah, I would give it a matinee too.
and it's probably the best out of these.
Uh,
No, yeah, no, yeah, no.
mm-mm. I would leave it last personally, but
You gonna leave it last?
yeah,
You gonna
it's.
do
I
Alien
mean,
Resurrection like that?
it's it's a fun movie. It's fun to watch,
You
but
think
it's
Cool
like
was better?
It's like Batman and Robin fun to watch.
Ah, gotcha.
Yeah,
I do like Batman and Robin.
hmm I do too. It's a really fun movie.
It's really fun. Let's see. He says, "Love Resurrection. It's what got me into the franchise." Hey, him too. I
Same.
know 2 is best film, but I love this one a lot. She was torn about the alien. It was her child in a way, so that's accurate description. Okay, yeah, I
Yeah.
got
hmm
Chucky teasing the aliens were great. Yeah, that was crazy.
Yeah. What was he?
He's thinking.
Yeah.
My uncle rented this, and I wasn't into the franchise at all, even though I watched them a lot. Watching this one, I became a big fan and made me appreciate all of them. Oh, wow. They were acting thirsty. That's a
They
fact.
were.
The thirst was real.
Yep.
The sequel to this could have been cool. They bring the aliens to Earth with them, and they run rapid. I'm waiting for them to do that eventually.
hmm
Zach really got sympathy for that alien.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he wasn't like he didn't ask for that.
yeah. Her half court shot was yo. The basketball parts was so. He said half court shot was real, not edited.
I
What?
did see that. Yeah,
She's 6 feet. God damn.
that I did not know.
He had a black attitude. Gives him Vin Diesel. Well, Vin Diesel actually is black though. Well, has
Yeah. Fa- I want to say something. We don't have to stay on it long at all. Damian Priest gives me Dominic Toretto vibes, and that's all I'm going to say.
okay. That's hilarious. They're like last, cancel him. Oh, you're talking about Resurrection.
Yeah,
Nowhere as bad as Batman and Robin. Nobody said Batman and Robin was bad.
it's not as bad as Batman and Robin, but yeah,
Well, Batman and Robin is that the one with Mr. Freeze?
yeah, the Ice Age.
Oh,
Yep.
come on, man!
I
With
like that
the
movie.
hard and the bat nipples.
The
And
only thing about that movie I don't like is Bane, and not because of Tom Hardy Bane. It's just like
that's awful.
I watched the Batman animated series. Bane is not that dumb,
No, he's not at all.
or he's not dumb
a
at
genius.
all. Yeah.
Okay, a movie that I know you're about to trash, Prometheus.
Wait, I gotta look up the Sinasiasa, which is not a language at all. Let me see. Prometheus.
Y'all like that and not Origins? Shame on y'all. Well, Resurrections
Origin?
was an ass. That's why.
Yeah. Following clues to the origin of mankind, the team finds a structure on a distant moon, but they soon realize they are not alone. This movie is boring as hell. It's so freaking boring. I just sat there. I was. It's not nearly as bad as Borderlands. However, I sat there with the same stone face. Oh, that's what you're doing now. Oh, that's weird.
Well,
Maybe you shouldn't touch that. Oh, you touched it anyway. Okay, cool. So that's a reveal.
she's
All right,
reacting to the movie. What's
cool.
happening?
Cool. And really, that's my experience. There's one really great scene in this film where one of the characters does surgery on themselves, and it's visceral, it's crazy. Other than that, this movie's awful. So yeah, I'm ready to rate it.
Wow, awful.
Awful. I would skip this shit. Like, it's just not fun at all. It's not good. Skip it.
Damn. Let's rate this bad boy. Where are we putting it?
Oh, skip.
Skip. God damn.
Yeah.
So Is it a better skip than Afraid and Borderlands and Crow?
Let me see something. 2 hours and 4 minutes. I would put it put it after Afraid, and that's it.
Wow.
And Afraid's probably not. Uh, I'm the only reason I put it after Afraid is because Afraid is significantly shorter. Uh,
That's why you said 2 hours of.
yeah,
That's hilarious.
yeah. And I wasn't bored during Afraid. I was just like, what the hell? Like, this is dumb. But I was like, boredom is a huge cinema sin for me. Like, I cannot be bored during a movie. And I was bored during this
And the final film that we both saw was this last night, technically
movie.
this morning, uh,
Hmm. Hmm.
is Incredibles. Kenny has been begging me. I mean, I say begging me. That sounds crazy.
Yes,
He's been badgering me to watch this film for a long
threatening,
time
threatening.
now. And I was like, it sounds like it's an overhyped film I'm not gonna love. And I was immediately engrossed into this film. It's not what I expected at all.
Hmm.
It is a phenomenal film.
Yes, it
One of the best
is.
superhero films I've ever seen.
Hmm.
The graphics do not hold up.
Yo, when their hair was wet in the water, I was like,
Oh, it's rough. It's
yeah.
rough. The backgrounds look ugly. Everything but the character models pretty much look ugly.
Mm.
But the characterizations, the action, the story, the
Yeah.
music, the jokes, the dialogue, the groundedness, but also the fantasticalness
Yep.
is leaps and bounds. Like it balances all that out, right? Like
Yeah.
the characters are all interesting. They play with
Syndrome is
tropes.
a great villain.
Hmm? Yeah,
Syndrome is
Syndrome's
a
one
great
of the
villain.
best villains in a superhero
Hmm.
movie. Um, this is like what Fantastic Four is like striving to be.
Yeah.
Mr. Fantastic is a fascinating character.
Hmm.
Elastigirl is as well. I love the kids. Um, yeah, I really just enjoy this movie from top to bottom. There was
Yep.
never a part where I was like, "Oh, this is kind of boring." Like every time, it felt like it was going to get into a rut. They would introduce a new aspect to it. I'm like,
Yeah.
"Oh, okay, this character's cool." Like Edna Mode, that
Hmm.
was real fun, and the
Yeah.
fact that that was voiced by the director is hilarious. Um, yeah, I don't know what else to say about this movie other than it's a great film.
Yeah.
Um, and I had a good time. He said never wanted to see Incredibles either. Still have it.
Oh, it's worth a watch.
It's
One of the
definitely
one, yeah, I love like these characters. I love the premise of the film. Like superheroes became illegal because the government was like paying too much out for like
the damages that they call
lawsuits and damages and stuff like that. Because I remember like because this is me rewatching it for probably the fourth or fifth time I've seen it in my lifetime. And knowing this information or seeing the movie before, when he stops that train so abruptly, I'm like, God damn! Like you would get whiplash. Like all those people are injured. You know what I
it. Yeah.
mean? And when he saves a guy who's committing suicide, like I don't know if I can say that on YouTube. When he's
Uh, un,
unaliving,
yeah. Unlimited.
trying to unalive himself. He
Yeah.
jumps through and like saves that guy, breaks his bones. Like, I didn't ask to be saved, which is crazy to me, by the way.
Yeah.
And then the classic Frozone scene. Where is my super suit? Like,
Yeah.
Samuel L. Jackson's great in this film.
Yeah. He is.
Uh, but the best part of this movie is the family dynamic with Dash and Violet and Elastigirl, and Mr. Incredible. Like all of them in Mr. Incredible's entire arc of like searching for just
Purpose.
like that purpose, that old feeling like I am a superhero. Deep down inside, I'm a superhero. I need to be, doing this stuff. Like so but I remember like there was a point during the movie when Elastigirl was flying the plane, which she was dope. Like when the missiles hit that plane, I was like, Zach is about to turn up. And it did. And it was like
Yeah.
it's like once they all like kind of learned their power, watching Dash learn his powers
Yeah.
as he was running was
He's
great.
always been told to hold back, hold back, hold back, hold back, hold
Yep.
back. His mom told him, run as fast as you can. And he
Yeah.
finally got to it. He started when he ran on water, it was just like he was like, oh shoot. Like
Yeah,
I
he
can
was
do that.
happy. He was elated. Yeah.
Yeah.
And Violet, she pissed me off with that plane thing. Like, girl, it's missiles here. Like, we about to
Yeah.
get shot down.
But
Try
also
it.
she's also like 12. So I
I
get
know.
it.
I know. I know. I'm
One thing
trying
I'll
to.
say, and I
Yeah.
said this to you in the movie,
Uh
the
huh.
way they tie in the use of their powers to the story arc, like
Yeah.
this whole time is like they've been having family problems, right? Like if they didn't do this mission, they probably
Hmm.
divorce is probably going to happen.
Yeah.
Whole dysfunction of the family is going to happen, right?
Yeah.
Brother and sister probably hate each other for the rest of their lives because they're always fighting because they were suppressing so much of who they were.
Hmm.
It was causing them to lash out in other ways. And
Yeah.
this was them coming out and it brought the family together. Like they're not perfect,
I
but
think Dash becomes a criminal if this mission doesn't happen.
huh?
I think Dash becomes a criminal if this doesn't happen. I
It's
think he
possible.
goes into a life of crime.
Yeah, he
I
was
think
wild.
like F this. I'm fast. Y'all telling me to hold back. Like this, that's one of the one powers where you're like telling someone to hold back is kind of crazy. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? It's like, you know, I still don't know if I agree with Dash participating in sports. But I'm like, you're literally faster than everybody. And but they did something to get in second place, which I was like, this is a weird.
It's a weird situation to be, but
Yeah.
also I feel like it's not an enhancement, it's his natural abilities. And
Hmm.
Michael Phelps has an enhancement in his body that makes him the best swimmer.
Yeah.
So I don't hey, he's just gonna become the GOAT until someone else with powers come up, and then
Hmm.
there you go. I
Yeah.
like the whole like I'm gonna give everybody powers until no one's super anymore. I like that aspect from the villain
Yep.
because he felt left out. It's like I wanted to be a partner, but you're not gonna make me be a partner because I don't have superpowers. When it really was like, no, you're a little kid. That's why I don't want you to
Mhm.
be my
Right. Talk about
that makes me hurt.
liability. You're a
He
liability.
almost died. Like he
Right.
proved it immediately.
Crashed right through the window. Got
Yeah.
somebody else killed. Got a bomb attached to his cape. The cape trope was great. And the
Yes.
way it came back at the end.
Everything tied together.
Yeah. Jack was awesome too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That guy don't have powers. He was like, well, that's a lie.
Well, you kind of got all of them. He's like
Yeah.
Franklin Richards in a lot of
Yeah.
ways.
Yes.
Hmm.
Yeah. So yeah, this is a wonderful film. I think we haven't had any IMAX movies since wow, this list.
Yeah.
But I think this is even though the VFX look ugly, I'll put it I'll put it in IMAX.
Absolutely.
Definitely
Absolutely.
put it in IMAX.
Yeah.
Are you comfortable with the order of the list?
I would definitely say Incredibles is probably definitely better than Alien Romulus, in my
Okay.
opinion. Um, it might be better than Sing Sing, but I'll chill out on that too.
Okay.
Um, but yeah, I'm comfortable with the order of the list. Yeah, I'm comfortable.
This looks great. With this list, it feels like there's a lot. This month has been rocky.
Very much so.
It's been rocky for us. We had some high points, both of us.
Hmm.
Good amount. Then we had some like middling, a lot of middling, and some. This I feel like this is the most skips we've ever had.
Oh, 4 in a month? Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, this is definitely the most skips we've ever had at one time. Usually we have none. Um,
Right, right. Yeah.
this one we had
Most months we
four.
don't have any. Yeah.
Yeah, so like this was pretty rough for us. Like obviously
Yeah.
I saw two of the four, but those two are pretty rough.
Yeah.
And there were some disappointments, like A Kind of Kindness was disappointing for
Hmm.
me. Bike Riders was a little
Yeah.
disappointing. Obviously The Crow was disappointing,
Yep.
but Alien Romulus rocked my socks.
Yeah, it was great.
Kill was great. Strange Darling Dee Dee and Problemista was such a surprise.
Strange Darling was all that.
Yeah. So, yeah, overall, I had fun this month.
Mhm.
It was a little rocky compared to June and July, and I'm hoping September is better.
September is going to be like 90% horror movies.
Yeah, it is.
It should be fun.
It should be fun. Should have some point and laugh kind of films, and
Hmm.
we should have some deep thought films too. So
Yeah.
yeah, man, Kenny,
Transformers 1.
this was fun. I
Hmm.
want to thank everyone in the chat for chilling with us, ranking these movies and everything. Let me see what Kal-El says to say before we go. Why they got Lionel Luthor and Batman Ron playing Poison Ivy's boss? Well, that was before he was Lionel Luthor. Haven't seen Prometheus or Coven. I need to see those.
I need to see Covenant again. I did see it back in the day, but and I remember enjoying it, but not. Yeah.
He's if you're bored, washing dishes. Never wanted to see Incredibles, still haven't. Damn, he's all about equality, making everyone the same. Don't sound like a villain.
Ooh.
The way he's going about it
Yeah.
was what making villainous. You got to watch the movie to find out.
That line delivery too was pretty great.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
He was
Voice
good.
acting is all. Oh yeah, voice acting is top notch as well.
Absolutely.
Voice acting is top notch as well. But yeah, this was really fun, guys. Thank you for sticking around with us. Appreciate you all. Kenny, do you have anything coming up?
I think I have a Sing Sing review coming up. Also, Cuckoo. I'm going to be editing those two this week. I forget what movie comes out, but I know it's one I want to
Beetlejuice,
review.
Beetlejuice.
Beetlejuice comes out. I'm probably going to watch Beetlejuice at some point this week too, just to refresh my memory. Even though I really don't feel like I need to because I've seen it. Um, and you know, it's kind of one of those movies like if you've seen it, you've seen it. And I've seen it a couple times. That's really it, guys. I might do a Wednesday night stream, might not. Really depends. Movie news this year has just been scarce. So I probably need to figure out a different direction for my live streams. Maybe you guys just find me interesting, want to hang out with me for an hour. I don't know. So yeah, yeah, that's it for me. I'm Black and Puerto Rican.
He is Black and Puerto Rican. Yeah. I might be doing a review for Strange Darling. I'm not 100% sure because it's kind of hard of a movie to review without spoiling.
Yeah,
Um,
you might
I
maybe just do a spoiler review.
I might have to do a spoiler review, which I haven't done
Hmm.
in a long time. I need to see Beetlejuice. I haven't seen it since I was a kid, so I want to refresh
Hmm.
my memory on all the events that happened there. And I really want to get my Lord of the Rings review out, so I think I'm going to work on that tomorrow.
Yeah.
And like just really focus on that. So I might not do Strange Darling or Beetlejuice reviews. I might just work on the Lord of the Rings one, get that out of the way, so I can go and do other throwback reviews because that's
That
kind of
makes sense. Yeah.
there's a bunch of movies that I was like, oh, I wish I would have do a throwback review, but I felt weird doing it if I didn't do the Lord of the Rings one yet, since I've been
Hmm.
holding on to that for months. And once you see the review, you'll see why it's taken me so long to do it.
Yeah.
But yeah, guys, this has been really great. Be on the lookout for Zach Attack News Live. If there's not a lot of news, I'll cover box office. I'll cover what's going on, predictions, what's going on with the movies coming out that week, and then we'll have a Q&A. So, yeah, peace out. Appreciate you guys. See you next month with me and Kenny again, and definitely subscribe to him if you're not somehow. His link is in the description below. And yeah, he's Black Puerto Rican. I am black. I'm just black. Peace out.